Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Welcome in. I am Theology Matters. You can call me Eli, and I am surrounded by three great gentlemen. We have a new Crusade. We have Majorian, and we have Joe Enders from the Red Top Report. So we are forming tonight the Council of Zoomers. So Joe has been grafted on, even though he is this close from being millennial. So we're going to give him benefit of the doubt. Zoomer energy is saving him currently. But anyways, we are going to have a nice discussion over a variety of different topics politically. So um, I'm gonna hand it off to one of you guys in the way of I have a few preliminary starts. This is kind of free form, so it's gonna be just we're gonna talk about this week and other things. But would rather start with talking about the Twitter ruckus that is dealing with the conservative women, or should we talk about the political races that happened Tuesday?
Oh, I think it'd be better to start with the races because I think
All right.
the women crash out came from the races. I think
All
that's
right.
where it originated.
Yeah.
Correct. So Madani and everyone else is on the table right now. So yeah, Tuesday was not a great week, I guess. I did not know elections were going on. There were none in Oklahoma, or at least not that I was aware of. So um it seems Republicans took some L's. Besides the fact that they just normally take L's because they're Republicans. So um yeah, Madani won the New York City mayor, sadly. And then now everyone is trying to say that the Republicans should just bowed out, even though the math is still 42 to 48. So New York kind of got what New York wanted, and well, what are y'all?
I saw people saying that Sliwa or whatever he is should have backed out, but the way I heard someone else say that, like whatever, he might as well punish the Cuomo for lying about not being a Democrat and for just being absolutely horrendous. So like as bad as it is to put like a communist invader on the throne, so to speak, like it's not. There is something kind of poetic and beautiful about like an actual New Yorker punishing the person who destroyed his state, helping him stay out of office to a certain extent.
And also, I'd like to point out too that it's not even correct. I believe that Curtis Sliwa only got 7.5% of the vote. That wasn't enough to make up the difference at all.
Mm-hmm.
So there was no hope. Mamdani won, and he won because New Yorkers, elected people like De Blasio, and I was at Bloomberg before him, and these men allowed that city to get overrun with the foreigners that came in and elected Mamdani. I mean, good grief, you had Hasidic Jews voting for Mamdani in New York City. What? Somebody was telling me yesterday, it was just regarding the whole conservative civil war that we've been seeing on Twitter between Mark Levin, Nick Fuentes, and just these two factions of America First versus the Israel First wings of the party, the neocon wings of the party. And they were telling me that by siding with the America First people that I'm siding with jihadis. And I'm like, look, man, you guys, these Jews that you're defending just elected a jihadi to run the city in which they are the largest percentage of the population of any other city in America. So, you look at that and it's like, I would have voted against Mamdani. That's all I'm saying. Maybe my hat's not funny enough. I don't know what the problem is, but that don't lump me in with the jihadists.
Yeah, you work on your sideburns.
Yeah, right. I'll shave. No, I got to shave the mustache, and then I'll be good. Yeah. Then I can.
You shave the mustache, and you grow the sideburns, and you're a jihadist Hasidim. There you go. That's the solution. Yeah, I saw someone saying about that. Well, the voting blocks break down really weird because there's so many Jews there that you actually do get some of the anti-Israeli. Like there's a significant contingent of the anti-Israel, extremist, Orthodox Hasidic types. So you do kind of get a weird Jewish voting breakdown because, yeah, there was a pretty high percentage of Jews that considering the fact he was being sold as like this anti-Semite, brown guy.
The only demographic that voted majority against Mamdani was white men. Everyone else voted
Good job,
majority
team.
for Mamdani. So all you white boys out there, shout out to you for opposing the takeover of your city. And also, like, I didn't want Curtis Sliwa to drop out for one reason and one reason alone. The dude has aura, man. He walks around with that red beret on, and Frank, like anybody that thinks he's like a goofball or anything for wearing that guy's a warrior. That guy went to war with the Campino crime family in New York City. That is a dangerous task. And not only that, he took 5 bullets for it.
And now they're glazing him.
And yeah, exactly. Now they're begging for him to be the leader of this city because all the Italians are obviously, feel bad for them. All those Italians in Staten Island, man, they're getting just destroyed. I mean, what's going to happen? That's what Mamdani's probably going to do. That's probably his plan, is to colonize Staten Island and kick all the Italians out.
Turn it into a Bangladeshi, a subcontinental, I don't know, what's the word, a Warren or something like that.
Yeah, they'll all live in hobbit holes.
Yeah. They repatriate the Hasidic tunnels, and it's just Bangladeshi food stalls.
So are they officially Hamas tunnels now? All the Jew tunnels? Like, how does this work?
Yeah.
Mashallah.
Israel's gonna start bombing New York City, dude. We gotta be careful.
Yeah. One of the dud bombs is gonna like land in a synagogue, and it's gonna have Nikki Haley's signature on it, and you're like, dude, what is going on right now?
Yeah. Meanwhile, we're bombing Nigeria, and we have missiles with Nicki Minaj's signature on them. So
I don't remember that, but
it
wouldn't surprise me.
So, you haven't heard about this?
Right,
Dude,
that was
Eli,
a real thing.
oh my, this is real, dude. This is the craziest thing of all time. So Trump goes and says, I am going to, he threatened Nigeria, said, you're going to either do something about Boko Haram and Fulani militias in Nigeria, which are Islamic, both of them, and protect Christians, or we're going to go in there for you and we're going to kill all of them. And then Nicki Minaj, the rapper from Trinidad, then moved to New York City later on in life, comes out. She's like the last person. I was just say the last person anybody would expect. She comes in and like supports the crusade that Trump is calling against the Islamists in Nigeria. She's like becoming a, I'm not going to say that, but a Joan of Arc type figure. She's not a saint by any means. So I just say, like, Nicki Minaj is going to show up in Nigeria to face down the jihadists in her armor carrying the banner of Jesus Christ. I mean, that's what we're looking at here, guys.
I believe it.
Oh, that's so funny.
And she's, by the way, going to New York City and meeting with the UN ambassador about how to deal with this.
About Nigeria?
I bet she's got a lot of great ideas, about
I can't even imagine.
So for I guess the only considerable race that wasn't really a big L that I saw people talking about was the one where the moderate Democrat got put in instead of the
Minneapolis.
Yeah, instead for the mayor instead of where's he from? Somalia instead of the Somalian. Are there any other W's, or is that the only one?
Well, I mean, no. So here's the thing. He was the guy that oversaw the Minneapolis riots and was like kneeling with Black Lives Matter with his mask on during the protest. Like, this guy's a loser.
Sounds like a W.
Yeah, he's a Jew, by the way, as well. I did not say that.
Oh, yeah.
I did not say that. Dude, dude, my priest is going to come up to me and be like, dude, you got to go to confession for that. It's not what I said. But no, in Minneapolis, yeah, he's a Jewish like leftist. Like, he's like a soy boy. He's the one of these terrible. But I mean, at least he's, I guess, American. At least I think he was born in America. So yeah, it's kind of a W.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I literally don't know anything about him. All I know is I saw the footage, and I'm sure part of it's just fear mongering, but part of it is legitimate, especially in Minnesota. But it was the Somalian at like a rally, and he was speaking in, I don't know, whatever language they speak, Arabic, Somalian, whatever it is, to all the different people, and they're all repeating it back to him, and long live Somalia. And I was just like, dude, oh my goodness, with the alien head and everything, it's just crazy.
Did you see Officer Brandon Tatum when he's like, "Can you believe this?" And then he shows a video of what is his Omar Fateh or something is his last name. I think his name is Omar Fateh or Fatah. I don't know how they pronounce their weird words. Omar Fatah, and he's like giving a speech in Somalian and waving a foreign flag, and then Brandon Tatum's like, "Can you believe these people are waving foreign flags and speaking a foreign language at this rally in Minneapolis?" And he's like, "This is what the Groypers want to come to America." And then I just posted a picture. I posted a picture below it, and I just posted a picture of 2025's APAC conference, just riddled with American and Israel flags right next to each other. And I was like, can you even imagine something like what you're looking at right now, Brandon? Can you even imagine it?
Oh, that's funny.
I'm talking too much. You guys go ahead.
No worries.
Yeah, I think
I
think the biggest L that everybody was upset about, other than the communists winning in New York, was Spanberger in Virginia. I think everybody was pissed off about Virginia. I always thought Virginia was way more purple and on the blue side of purple than people thought it was. I think people thought that since they had a Republican governor, like they were moving in the right direction. I think that was cope, to be honest. There's way too many feds that live there that it's gonna be blue. But a lot of people were very upset about Virginia, including our good friend Lila Rose, who she tweeted like this pro-abortion Democrat wins governor of Virginia, and I was just thinking, I was like, okay, what did Live Action do to help that race?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell were y'all doing? Like, every time, I swear this lady is always like complaining about, oh, this pro-life movement took an L right here. This pro-life movement took an L in this state. What have y'all done? I'm sorry. Like, what has Live Action actually done? What like single thing? I'm crashing out too early, guys.
We're not 15 minutes in, and boy's already there.
What single thing have they done? Like, since Roe was overturned by someone who Lila Rose did not support all 3 times, by the way.
Yeah, how many interviews did she give to these candidates that were running in Virginia about why they were pro-life?
Yeah, how many? I mean, even just, was there any ad spend in Virginia helping these people? Any ad spend, helping educate young women on abortion issues in Virginia? She likes to talk about young men being pieces of crap all the time, but how much education has she done in Virginia? Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, that's there's your map.
Yeah,
there's your map.
Just pathetic.
Good job, Live Action. Good work. Y'all are doing great. Please increase your donations so we can keep marketing
and paying Lila $400,000 a year.
Oh, well, we'll see what it is this year, because it releases in the next month.
Well, I think she deserves a raise, guys.
Yeah.
I think she deserves a raise. I mean, look at that map. Like, no, the thing with Lila Rose and Live Action, and this has been my constant critique of pretty much all of these, pro-life boss babes, is like Kristen Hawkins, Abby Johnson, Lila Rose. That's the big. Those are the
holy trinity.
Yeah. Not Joan of Arc figures. I actually have more respect for Nicki Minaj than them.
She's done more for the culture.
She has done more for the culture for sure. Look, she's at least pouring one out for our dead homies in Nigeria. All right,
platinum artist.
Yeah. So let's be real. But let's be real here. Like these women spent years yelling about the pro-life issue while it was a
Yep.
national issue, while it was something that was glamorous, that got them invited to national conferences, that got them exposure, that got them attention, that got them all of those things. But they did not put down the roots throughout the entire country. They didn't put the roots through, they didn't put down the roots to have constant local pushes, local ad spends, local anything,
Yep.
you know, to permeate every single state. So they were prepared to fight this on a state level. They were so addicted to the glamour. They were so focused on the glamour. And then now that it's not glamorous anymore, you know, you'll see them sitting, you'll see Kristen Hawkins. She's probably more active around the country than the others. And, you know, there's a reason for this, because they're kind of pigeonholed here. They're kind of they're already being criticized for being feminists. And, you know, Lila Rose going on these world tours when she's got kids at home is completely unacceptable. So she's pigeonholed and can't do that way. But she also, you know, doesn't have this national stage anymore where she can just say something from her home and broadcast it to the entire country when things are going to have to be focused and localized on the states. So what can she do? Well, here's what she could do. She could quit and hire a man. That's what she could do, and she won't do it. And she's got some really solid Catholic men working for her too. And she's not going to elevate them. She's never going to leave the chair. And I think it would be very responsible if she did get somebody that can travel the country, that can like, you know, put in this infrastructure. I mean, dude, there is a young Zoomer for everything. And because as you were saying, she hates Zoomer men and doesn't want, for whatever reason, you know, she said a lot of things, bad things about men, but just this week. Yeah, it's too much. I don't even want to. I'll let Majorian. You probably know it better than I do, anyways. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's constant. It's constant policing of male behavior. She's always saying, "Oh, you can't criticize women. You can't. We can't talk about criminalizing females who get abortions." I mean, the big tweet this week was she quote tweeted the results for the Mamdani race, the Spanberger race, that were young women, about 80% for Spanberger, for Mamdani. And her quote tweet was, "If the right wants to win young women, step one, don't tear them down, babe. Don't tear them down. Don't tear them down. You know, these women want a child sacrifice till the moment of birth, but oh, you guys, you can't be mean to them." No, because if you're mean to them, what? They already vote for the Democrats. What are you gonna do? What are we accomplishing here? I mean, they're all cut from the same cloth. Like Tommy Lauren, you know, the e-girl of all e-girls.
She's the worst.
She quoted, "Republicans need to be focusing on the economy. This is how you win elections." I'm like, okay, Newt Gingrich, welcome back. Like, what are we doing? Is it the 1990s? It's ridiculous. And
what we need to be doing is putting up a bulwark against the enemies of Israel and focusing on economic issues. That's what's going to save them,
baby. That's what we need.
drill, baby, drill. All right, drill, baby, drill.
It's ridiculous.
I think it seems to me, especially from I think Joe said that Krista Hawkins seems to do more than everyone else. I know that her organization, from like a practical perspective, the Students for Life actually does actually trainings on campuses, and they're actively doing things.
I don't know what live action does. That's
live action. Okay, I can tell you what live action does.
Yeah, go ahead, Majorian.
let me tell you what live action does. All right, because guess what? Their 990s they're all publicly available. It's a publicly available document, right? Live action.
I'm not an accountant.
Yeah, I'm not an accountant. I know, but I can read a government form. Live action. They spend almost all of their money on all the money they get, like $14.5 million in revenue. They spend almost all of that on fundraising and marketing.
Oh,
almost all of it.
That's why nothing's getting. That's why nothing's getting done.
So what they do? This is the scheme they have running here. Is they fundraise to market about, you know, abortion, stuff like that, to market, to increase fundraising, to market, to increase fundraising, to market. It's a circle of not doing anything. And yeah, they'll publish articles, they'll make these pretty videos, they'll produce Lila's podcasts. That's about what they do.
They're essentially a pro-life ad agency.
So basically, they're about as effective as pro-lifers as Nick Fuentes is. Actually, less, but you know what I'm saying. And the only difference is Nick isn't bringing in $14 million a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, go ahead.
No, you
I was
can.
going to say, it seems to me that so like that's what I was going to say before Majorian said it, is that basically their main thing is advertising is essentially what they do. They're like an
Yeah.
ad agency essentially putting out, but the ads are, instead of getting you to
But
buy
they're not
something,
targeted, dude. They're not targeted. That's the problem.
Mhm.
Like if live action is going to be doing ads, they could say, and here's going to be the argument. I guarantee it to you. I'm guessing live action's a 501c3, right? Not a 501c4.
Yes, it's a
That's their
501c3.
cope. That's their cope. That's such nonsense. She could start an adjacent 501c4 tomorrow and start
They have
doing
one.
political ads. Oh,
They
they
have
do
one,
have
and
one.
they don't put any money into it. and not only
Anybody that knows anything about politics knows that this is a grift. Dude, that's
not only do they not put any money in their 501c4, they don't spend. So 501c3s, they can spend up to 6% of their revenue on direct lobbying. Actually,
okay.
they don't spend near to 6%. It's like 2%. So they don't even max that out.
As soon as
it's
it
genuinely
left
ridiculous.
the national stage, that's exact. I've been saying this for years. Ever since Roe got over this, they're going to fail. They're going to crash and burn because women can't do the state to state grunt work. They never were able to.
Yeah.
And Hawkins is better. I'm not going to say that you're wrong. Caleb, what is your name again? You're Caleb.
Caleb.
Right? Caleb.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So Caleb was saying before, like they do have infrastructure in place, but it's more like a TPUSA infrastructure. They don't have a TPUSA action like TPUSA action like that. Like TPUSA is a perfect example of an extremely effective lobbying organization, an extremely effective political outreach organization. Like they could like live not live action Students for Life. Students for Life. Did I say live action? Students for Life could be doing that, and live action could be doing targeted ads that have candidates' names in them, telling them on record quotes that they have said in the past that are disgusting. Support for partial birth abortion, support for abortion up until birth, any of these things, or the Ralph Northams, let's make them comfortable as they die when it's a failed abortion and kill them. Any of these things, like a lot of these people have statements on record about that, like that. They could be targeting those people, but they're not, and that's why if you put up that map again, you look at the states, most of them, they're still letting it happen. Babies are still dying, and that's a and if you care, and if it's as serious as they talk about it on their shows, in their advertisements, if they're as serious about it as they say, this is pathetic. They should hate. They should hate the situation that the country's in right now. And in fact, because Roe v. Wade got overturned and they didn't act fast enough to make sure that there was bans in the majority of states, they didn't do things this way. There was a massive spike in abortions that happened because of it, which means tons of people died. Just like when Roe first started, there was a spike in abortions. Now that they saw that it was going away, a bunch of women went and made sure to get their abortions now. And those are lives, and they don't even seem to care. Because again, it was all about them from the start.
Yeah. I mean, if you're spending money on targeted political ads, you can't spend money on Instagram reels of Lila, editing herself to TikTok audios with her head like cocked like a dog. I mean, like you can't. They're just putting ads on Facebook. It is a purely leadership problem.
Yeah,
it's not from a lack of revenue. Their revenues are up since Roe v. Wade. I mean, so like they peaked in 2020. They've gone down slightly, but they're still in the 14 millions. I mean, they're still up. I mean, they were under 10 million prior to 2020. So there's not a lack of money. It is a issue of leadership, and their leadership is utterly incompetent. Lila has refused to take accountability for the numerous things she's done wrong. Even her statements where she's taking accountability are almost always deflections. I mean, what was the stupid Simony thing the week before? I mean, I feel like like Thursday. Josiah.
So wait, can we clarify? That wasn't Simony?
No, it was not. No.
Okay, I didn't think so, but it was still bad.
So Simony, so it's hard to say for sure because Simony is one of those sins it's based on intention, right? So like if Dano had the intention of doing that, than it would be simony, right? If it's a
Mhm.
blessed object, and it also is based on someone's understanding of the actual thing involved. Now, the lowest bar is to say at the very least it is scandalous behavior, and that doesn't even include the part of that episode where she equated a Protestant miracle to being like the actual Eucharist, which was actually blasphemous.
Oh my gosh.
But she just ignores all that. She put Thursday, I've been talking to him throughout this whole process because I'm the anti Lila Rose guy, and he tried to do it the right way. He went behind the scenes. He talked to Lila's producers. He talked to someone who decently well-known Catholic influencer in space who works for Lila. He was ignored. He was ignored repeatedly, so he had to bring it out in public. And then Lila said that he was insinuating, calumniating. I mean, that was the most ridiculous tweet I've ever seen from Lila. I was like, Thursday, this guy did this way nicer than I would have.
He's a genuine dude. Like he's not like
Mhm.
trying to. He's not. He's not waiting to pounce on anyone.
No, it's like if I were handling that situation, I would have done it the exact opposite way of Thursday. Not saying that Thursday's way was wrong. His way was right. I just know Lila's not going to take accountability. I know she needs that pressure. I think he did it the right way, but her complete refusal to take accountability, and then just the shady way her producer was trying to just gaslight us, and it just didn't work because she's not very bright. She just got destroyed by that Dominican. It was just ridiculous.
She was. That was.
They were going for days. They were arguing for
And
like
they
3
split
days.
the thread. Like the girl Keely split the thread like 5 times.
Yeah.
And it took him a little bit to catch up to everything. But if you look every single thread where she addressed him, he thoroughly repudiated her. We're talking like
the Dominican man
paragraphs sometimes. Yeah, it's intense. Yeah.
That was necessary, and maybe because he didn't look as good as Mike Schmitz, she didn't listen. So, Father Mike Schmitz, sorry. But no, I'm kidding. It is like I look at the way that she has consistently conducted her business, and to be fair, she has on her staff some genuinely like great people, genuinely believing Catholics, genuine pro-life people. But when you say it's a leadership problem, that's so blatantly obvious. I mean, look at Church Militant, for example, where I come from, that disaster. That was also one of those things. You see it; it's clearly a leadership problem. When you have somebody that's diminutive, and you have somebody that's manipulative, you have somebody that's that's selfish and narcissistic running an organization. One, your employees aren't happy. 2, you don't accomplish your goals, and nobody wants to associate with you anymore. I mean, think about what she did. Like she is trying to get young people, through social media, through all of her quote unquote marketing, and she isn't truly, but that's what she says she's doing. That's what live action is supposed to be doing. And she spends all day long, dogging on men for not being good enough leaders for men. Well, that's not how is that going to make men support live action? How's that going to make men support the pro-life movement? How's that gonna you exit the movement? You remain pro-life, but you don't want to be part of the movement anymore. And that's where I'm at too. I got involved in the female pro-life movement early on in my career. I worked for a statewide organization for a little while, and they got rid of me when I said that I don't think that women should be having kids when they want to be doctors and lawyers. And they got rid of me for that. They said we're a pro-woman organization. How do you expect men to respond to these things positively, to be passionately pro-life, to want to go out, and then the worst part is seeing all 3 of them on like a panel discussion or something, talking about we need men. Well, how about you stop driving them away, dummy? That's the problem. You are the problem.
Yeah, precisely. Yeah, I mean, it's like the Ali Stuckey thing, like you can say the correct message. You can say the correct message, but that doesn't mean you're the one who are saying the message. And don't say, we need men, when you're on a stage getting paid $50,000 to say that. Like, stop, pause. All right. if you want men, there's plenty of men that talk about pornography. Plenty of men that talk about pornography. You do not need to be talking about it. I don't know why all these women, Lila Rose does it. Religious Hippie did it as well. They feel this like incessant need. I need to talk about gooning. I just need to talk about it. Like, butt out. All right. Not your issue, butt out. And they do it because it does well in the algorithm. But it is genuinely ridiculous. And, if you want men to lead, you have to let them have the space to lead. Yeah. You cannot be you can't be driving the car and then ask the men, why aren't you driving the car? Bitch, get out the seat. Like, what do you want? Like,
yeah, right. Will you drive this while she's sitting in the driver's seat at 9 and 3, like refusing to let go? Like, what are you talking about? No.
Yeah.
No, a matter of fact, as soon as you get to a red light, I'm getting out of the car.
Please.
Yeah.
No, but it goes deeper. It goes deeper, dude. It goes so much deeper than what you're saying, because I don't care that Allie Beth Stuckey was talking about pornography. I care that she's trying to she's trying to be an evangelist of women. I hate the entire idea of it. The entire nature of persuading women is not to get them to side with your values. Because when you do that, what you ultimately wind up with are women who said, well, I've learned these values. I've figured out these values. Another woman taught me these values. And now I must go and be like her and spread these values. Well, no, now you're just a feminist. Now you're just a feminist going out there and promoting conservative values. That's not what we need right now. And the way to persuade women, and this was my tweet earlier today that has got quite a bit of traction. Joel Webbin, Eric Kahn, Tim Gordon, a bunch of people, like, they were all over it because I think I was the first person to articulate it that way. The only thing that you can do to persuade women to be traditional and conservative is to uplift the young, conservative, traditionally minded Catholic Christian man. Yep. That's what you do, because ultimately women become like what they're attracted to. They conform to what they're attracted to. When media presents to them, whether it's over social media, television, music, whatever it may be, that Barack Obama or, Harry Styles is the ideal man, well, they conform themselves to be the type of girl that guy would want. So if we flip the script, now that we have control of the levers of power on social media, and I mean we do, like, we just blew up the Republican Party last week, buddy. The young white men are back. We are so back. Now that we have control over that, we can start idealizing that man, because women will go for anything that somebody tells them to idealize. Ultimately, the feminist movement itself is patriarchal, because it's a bunch of men that are convincing women to do progressive things for their political benefit and their wealth benefit. Whether it be a corporation looking to pay people less money by having dual income households, or whether it be through having a political bloc that they have total control over. It's all just pieces that men put together to get women to do what they want. We can do it too, and we can do it for the glory of the church. We can do it for the glory of God. And that's the part that Allie Beth Stuckey, that's what they're all missing. There is no egalitarianism. You target men, you get the women. You target women, you get women that believe some sense of conservative values and men that believe a different set of conservative values, and they fight over them. That will never work. Yep. You have to be evenly yoked. You have to be evenly yoked, and that's done through marriage.
It's not even that they don't understand it. It's they're doing the exact opposite of that. They are going after the young Christian white guy more than anybody else. They're not uplifting them. They're pushing them down. They just fundamentally they don't understand the nature of women, which is ironic. I'm a man. I'm going to explain how women work, because, like, honestly, y'all don't know how you guys work. All right. So it's like when women give, like, dating advice, they always give the worst possible dating advice because they don't know how y'all's minds work. All right. I'll tell you how women work. Women are creatures of consensus. They are creatures of consensus. So we need to stop trying to pander to people, because that's not how you win. You win by asserting your proposition, your principle, unashamedly, and then you have to reject this ideology that, you know, Lila on her live stream yesterday, because I'm a professional hate watcher, you know, I watched the live stream. She said, you know, the way we win is we have principles. All right, Mitt Romney, like what are we doing here? John McCain, like no. Okay. We got to get rid of this ideology of the beautiful loser. All right. The losing with dignity, you're still losing. You're still losing the culture to the left, right?
Yeah.
You need to completely reject that ideology whole heart. Women, as a block, are creatures of consensus. You cannot flip women unless you flip the consensus. Any other strategy is complete waste of time.
Yeah.
So this idea that you need to pander to the women, you need to kowtow to the women.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't talk about abortion because you can't criminalize the mothers because that'll make them sad. You can't criticize women for being whores. Why not? All right. How are you going to fix something if you're not willing to say what is wrong? I mean, like, it's genuinely ridiculous idea that they have.
And
that
that's
women
their
are just
plan.
suddenly going to figure it out.
Well, no, that's their plan. That's what the conservative movement's planning on doing. I mean, even and I don't mean I don't want to say any. I'm not going to say anything bad about like you know what Erica Kirk has gone through or anything. But when she did give her speech, one of the things that she touched on was that, you know, we've got the men and now we need to go for the women. I was like, no, don't go for the women. Stop right there. You don't convince women of anything that way. Like all you need to do is like make sure that everyone in high school for the next like 30 years knows that the conservative Christian dude at school with traditional values who wants to get married and have a family is a gigachat. That's all they need to know.
Yeah.
They don't need to know anything else. They are persuaded at that point. They will do anything for him. They will vote any way that he wants, because ultimately the nature of the female is to submit. And when the dominant authority is Christianity, they will submit to the Christianity. When the dominant force is feminism, they will submit to feminism, which masculinizes them and makes them non-feminine. It's just it's really simple.
Yeah. Well, the issue is that they have taken the appropriate seat that belongs to the men, right? So they've ousted the men from the appropriate seat. And the reason why Lila and Ali Beth Stuckey are constantly attacking men and not attacking our enemies is because the biggest threat to their positions of authority that they've put themselves in is men. It's not our enemies. Our enemies like them being in those seats. Men who want to make a change, the biggest hurdle, the biggest thing kneecapping us, hitting us in the shins is those women who are purposefully tripping us up. Go ahead, Eli.
Yeah. So I'm taking off the glasses for this. But like with Lila, like I know we kind of circled back a bit, but it's like with Lila, I was in an argument with someone the other day about her because I had written and said something that I basically didn't want her in the head of live action. And the reason, like, again, let me show what the work I did, the research that I had done. Let me show it one more time for those of you so this is only 12. 12 states have done the complete ban. So Oklahoma is a G. You know, there's been state bans, which are about, I think, like 7 that have or 7 or 6, one of the two. Have banned it at some point. So that's heartbeat wills, 18 weeks, I think, for Utah. The viability bans are basically like pre-row bans. And then the no bans is just freedom. So like I'm too much of a like efficiency guy, I guess. This could be because of the training of engineering where that's always been the goal. Like engineering is basically you have a problem, we create a solution. And then after that solution, there's always a re-innovation of that. There's always a continuation of it. So like with Lila, we have this problem of getting rid of abortion. But the problem with doing that is, honestly, I don't think Lila wants to get rid of it. And like, I know Majorian's kind of said something like that where the abortion or the pro-life industry doesn't want to get rid of abortion. But I think Lila's lying whenever she says that she loves the unborn, which is this is where I'm going to get a little bit like people are going to come after me for. But it's like if she truly loved the unborn, she would be wanting to save them. And right now it's, you know, as Majorian was saying, most of what they're doing is a ad campaign, which is going to do bull squirt. For crying out loud. And like this is why I put myself like I want to be in office because I know I could finish it. Like abortion is still in Oklahoma, we have to get rid of the pills. That is what we are on, and that is what I would do when I get into the chamber. But it's just like, not only do I think Lila is a liar in the fact she doesn't love the unborn, I also think that she's a thief. And I said that she steals money, and I meant that mainly because of the fact that legally she's not stealing money, but ethically and morally, yeah, because she is a steward of those donations, because she runs live action on donations. She must be a proper steward to those funds. Being in California is like one of the most expensive states. If she came to like Oklahoma where it's cheaper, she's more responsible with those funds.
Less
But then
overhead.
again, and then she's throwing it into other avenues. So it's like, and then she's spending it on herself.
It's not for lack of money. It's not for lack of money. You know, it's like she makes $14 million a year. I don't know if you guys know this, but Church Militant ran with, I think, 60 employees at $5 million a year. So I'm sorry, like, get out of here. Like, you could
She
be.
also doesn't need to be in California. Like, what,
no,
what,
it's
what are
true.
we doing?
Like
in
I said,
Well,
and in
is she running Target? Maybe she's running targeted ads in California. I don't know if there's anybody from California here. I no idea what she's doing there, but like, you know, I have not seen the needle move on abortion at all, and she's headquartered there. And
well,
you
it's
know,
like,
in fact, it's gone the other direction.
yeah. Well, it's like, what was it? I started a stream or a video on November last year. We lost 8 races, 8 of the referendums. We lost 8 of them of 10. We won in Nebraska with a counter initiative, but we also spent equal with them. And then I think it was South Dakota, we overspent them, and that succeeded. Everywhere that the abortionist crowd overspent us, we lost. The only place we didn't lose, though we should have, was Florida, because they needed 60%, but they got 57. That was a W for them. They needed just a little bit more. That's not a win for us. That's a worry for us. And I'm like, yeah, we spent no money. And I did all this research, I think, because of the March for Life, which will be happening in a couple of months from now, to go around Washington, D.C. and parade a victory. But what victory?
Another waste of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the issue, just to clarify, based on what you were saying, just so I guess no one is technically implicated or anything, I don't actually think Lila sits down and thinks to herself that she does not care about the unborn. I think that she thinks that she does. I think that she has such bad woman brain, essentially, that she cannot comprehend the idea that whatever she is not doing at that moment is not the most effective, best use of her time. Because I think that she thinks that she is like she thinks that she's like the Michael Jordan of pro-life. You know, I think that she's the playmaker, she's the captain of the team. And, you know, you hear a lot of people who kind of blow smoke up her butt and they say, you know, this is her organization.
She's done so great.
This is what she's done. This is her.
What have you done? What have you done,
Yeah.
Majorian? How dare you criticize her? What have you done?
Founded it. Who are you to tell her what to do? And it's like, no. Ultimately, this isn't about her. This is not. If this is about her and her organization, then it just from a practical perspective, it is not about the unborn. And same thing. It's like in the same way that when abortion is gone and she has to do the hard work that Joe's talking about, it's not fun for her. So she is not. She does not have the incentives to take care of that, to actually go and do that work,
or the strength. Period. I mean, that would take and honestly, like I actually sympathize with her on that a little bit. Which ones I didn't experience it, but I feel for her. Is that sympathize, right? Empathize is when you have gone through it. Yeah. So I sympathize with her on that because she is a mother. She is a wife. And frankly, that's her primary duty. In fact, like if she were to fail her family and save 400 million babies in her life because of it, she still failed and sinned. That's the teachings of the church. It's a tough pill to swallow. It's something that a lot of people don't want to admit, but it's the truth. Your job primarily, that's why your vocation is a big V. And that's why your job is a little v vocation in Catholicism. The purpose of your life, God actively willed you to be a part of your vocation once it's elevated to the sacrament. And I think that people miss this because traveling the country would certainly be sinful for Lila to do. And she cannot do that. But I don't know. The question is does she want to be effective and can't? And if that's the case, then why are you too narcissistic to step down and bring in somebody who can, who isn't going to be sinning by traveling the country?
And that's why I say it's like, I think that she's playing the character because her ego has absorbed herself, like evident by this week. It's like, I don't think she'll ever step down. And I don't think she actually cares for the unborn in that way. Because if she actually wanted to save lives, you're going to have to, like, this is just straight up efficiency study. You know, it's like, well, what are we doing? Oh, nothing's working. Well, what's going on? Like, for crying out loud. The NFL always fires head coaches during the seasons whenever the team is losing. Like, we're basically wanting to do the same thing. Like, this is not new. This is not because she's a woman. This is the fact that she just can't save lives.
Well, what position?
No, it's because she's a woman. It's because she's a woman. It's because she's a woman, and she can't. And because she's a woman, she can't save lives. Correct.
Yeah.
Because she's a woman, she can't save lives.
Make the hard choice. She just
you can't give a woman a choice between her children and other people's children. That's not acceptable. That's not even moral. As a matter of fact, any society that allows that should be ashamed of themselves. It's terrible.
Anyone insisting that she be forced to make that decision is in the wrong.
Right. Yeah, and that's the Catholic ideal. That's the baseline here. What's wrong is that she thinks that is a choice that she can make. That shouldn't be a choice that you're allowed to make. It's the same thing, ironically, as an abortion. So, you say a woman has to choose to do the right thing in the case of an abortion. No woman should ever be faced with the fact that, she has to choose between her son living and dying by her own will. That is a completely unacceptable choice to give to a woman legally. There needs to be consequences. There needs to be something that directs her in there. And it's those don't legislate morality people that got us to this point. And no, we need to start legislating morality. And Lila, as a wife and a mother, should be not allowed to run a national organization. Now, obviously, that's never going to be made policy. But in the ideal world, she would be barred, and women would be barred when they have a wife and when they have a husband and children to do those things. They'd have to be.
Well, it's
I'm gonna choose to be charitable to Lila. Because I don't know her intentions. And you don't really know her heart at the end of the day. I think she's surrounded by people who probably blow smoke up her ass about how great she is. And how great they're doing. She probably thinks they're doing a great job. I don't know if she actually knows how bad it is. I don't know how you can be in that position and not know how bad it is. But whatever. I will say it is just true that the pro-life industry as a whole, as does almost any other nonprofit, whether it's breast cancer, ovarian cancer, any nonprofit has a perverse incentive to not solve a problem because then their no profit will not exist anymore. That's just true. Now, does that mean that the individuals on the individual level personally do not care about the unborn? I can't possibly make that claim because I don't know their hearts at the end of the day. But you can look at people's actions and what they're doing, and you can critique their actions. I think that's totally fair. And I think Live Action as an organization has been utterly just an ineffective waste of money. And that's my opinion. I'm just a dude. But I do have a brain and I understand how, politics works. And it seems like, despite me being just a dude, I might have a better understanding on how this stuff works than Lila does. Just because of what she's doing is, why set up your organization in a state that abortion is not getting overturned in California for decades. Why are you not putting that capital in a state that is, more 50-50? I live in North Carolina.
Florida.
I live in North Carolina.
North Carolina
is a perfect state for that. Yeah, we have a 12-week ban. Yeah, thanks Live Action for not getting involved in that at all, by the way. You want to know who's partially responsible for that? I don't know. I don't know anything about abortion, by the way, guys. Don't worry about it. Anyways, I digress. It is just...
Yep.
I don't know if
It
we want to
is-
move on to anything else besides this one.
Yeah,
topic.
I'm trying not to make this the
Yeah,
Lila Rose.
Just wanted to
show.
put
Yeah.
it forward out there just in case.
Well,
Yeah,
no, that was one
like-
of our topics, so I'm
Yeah.
down for the next one. We can, if you're
Yeah.
cool with that, Eli.
Yeah, the only thing from what Joe was saying, it's like I sent Majorian thumbnail. I don't know why it popped on my For You for YouTube, but it said Dink versus Catholic Mother, and it was Lila for the Catholic Mother. And I wrote a tweet that I think was actually pretty good. And I was like, the sad thing about a Dink, which for those of you uninitiated, not these three, is dual income, no kids. And what's interesting is that only the thing in their life is consumption. They consume what is in this world, and that is all that they have. But that's all they know. Lila has children and yet has chosen to live a life like a Dink, which I feel like is worse because she has a duty that she's not working on, which is not exactly atypical from the society we're living in. Duty is very frowned upon, except the marital duty, because everyone likes to do that.
Still frowned upon
Yeah.
by the women.
What?
I said it's still frowned upon by the
frowned
women
by the
unless they're
women.
talking about, someone who's like consecrated to a life of chastity and isn't allowed to do anything with other people.
That was a banger.
All right, Eli, if you have another topic.
I don't want to talk about Lila anymore. I'm blocked. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. That I was actually impressed that she got finally. Like, you have like, no offense, but you're kind of having you're kind of like a little like.
I'm a tiny
Right,
account.
yeah,
No,
like-
it is funny. I've ratioed her twice in a week. I think that was the straw that broke Lila's camel's back, because she blocked me right when my tweet ratioed her. Like the exact when I got above her life. And I was like,
That's
oh,
how you know it's.
she's
That's how you know it's
seething.
vain. That's how you.
That's
know
how I
it's
know it was
vain.
actually her. I was like, she's just seething.
Yeah.
That
Like,
brought
and-
me joy.
Yeah, but it's like I wrote another tweet. It's like I don't know what it is about like a Majorian kind of you've said this before about how it's like how is it that with Lila, right? Like a lot of this is just a re-establishment of stuff, right? And so it's like why is it that for some reason it's like people are waking up that Lila is probably not the best person in there, and it's just weird because it takes some Catholics a while to notice that some people in Catholic Inc. maybe shouldn't be there. So,
Well, what it takes someone who's willing to say the thing first. So it takes Majorian
Harder for y'all.
and Latin Slavs and me and Avoiding Babylon. And it takes these people who are willing to have their hordes of, all the married guys who simp for Lila in her comments, all of the millennial moms who, feel like
hate
Lila justifies them going and doing all the things that they want to do. It takes the people saying it. And then what you notice is, especially when you're doing, when Majorian and I talked about it and we're looking at the tax forms, when the next year's come out, we're planning on getting together and talking about it. When you bring up that map that you made, Eli, you can't argue. You can sit there and go, well, does she deserve this money or does she not? That's a subjective question. Yeah. That's like of what you think counts as value. Objectively, what you can look at is once you brought that map up and you can say, this is what is being spent and look, what is there to produce? And there's now, there are people who have taken that step out on the plank. And because of that, now all the reasonable people are looking at it and they've gone, oh man, I wouldn't have gone and talked about this, or I wouldn't have thought to look into it or whatever. And they see it and they go, wow, this is crazy. And so there's like, the bell curve trend of how people adopt it. And these first people to talk about it are always at the bottom. And I still think we're at the very beginning of the early adopters on this topic. And I think that the rest of this presidency is going to really, really wake people up on how ineffective, because I think that there's essentially going to be no steps forward over the next 3.5 years. And that's my prediction. And so we'll see exactly what happens. But that's why no one said anything, because until there was this evidence to bring forward, nobody could really take that strong of a stand, because you don't want to calumniate someone. You don't want to go and speak and say a lie against someone, especially that's why I was saying I don't want to say what Lila thinks or doesn't think, because I like Majorian said, you can't know her heart, but you can state objective facts. You can say these are objectively the bad incentives that exist in the system. What's the purpose of the system? The purpose of the system is what it does, and the system is not doing anything good right now.
Well, it's like, I'm not saying that like I just hate her because like I think I hate her. I'm looking at the data and the stats and going, I'm not trusting your motives. And like that's a lot of politics, to be fair, is you got to look at some of the candidates and go, well, there's something wrong. Like my gut has just, I don't know why, but my gut has saved my ass more times than not. And it's just like it activates with her. And I can't. But it's like the information is there. Like this is not.
It's
me
cool. It's
saying.
cool to not trust somebody's motives. Like that's not the thing. It's just bad to say that you know what they are. I think that's the distinction, because I think you're right. And those alarm bells go off for me too with her sincerity. It's more for me though. The reason I question her motives is because she kind of overdoes the emotions sometimes. She might just be a very emotional person for all I know. And again, like I'll be charitable with that. But sometimes, it just seems like, she is able to, make her eyes big and shiny to make the person she's talking to feel special. Yeah, exactly. It's just like on command. Like on command.
Coordinated there.
Yeah. And does she really just care that much? Maybe. Yeah. Maybe she does. I hope she does.
Yeah. We can move to something that's not talking about one person.
Yeah.
Sorry. Please. Well, I'm done.
I was gonna say stuff, but I had like all three of you working off each other, so I was like,
"Oh, we'll do that with anything."
I'm a host,
smart. You got some smart cookies up here, all right?
Yeah. I know. That's why I brought you guys on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I'm usually not. I'm usually not wrong. I'm just early on these things. I feel like
right.
Usually what happens.
So, I think, it's ironic that A New Crusade brought up that we're not going to do anything for 3.5 years, because I kind of wanted to talk about the government shutdown, but more specifically, at least make a highlight point of the snap, and the supposed blackout that I'm not seeing happen yet. The blackout referring to all the EBT people who are going to raid stores.
I definitely thought Black was there for a different reason.
Oh, yeah,
yeah, I thought you were talking about power.
I thought you were talking about power. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he is talking about power, black power.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm in my leather jacket. I'm Antifa.
But yeah. So, Snap is gone for right now because of the government shutdown. So that is really on charities now. This is where the Christian Life and all the other charities who have thousands of dollars donated to them to do exactly this, to have the food on hand to do what the government can't do right now. But to be fair, should we still have the snap is also another question. So I'd like to throw that out there for the gents.
Yeah, I actually do have something to say about this. So I have a weird theory, and I don't know if it's true. It's just completely speculative. Okay. It's completely speculative. But I think that the reason that this shutdown is being dragged on so long is out of political intention by the Trump administration, by Republicans. I think that they want this to happen because they're daring the left. That's what they've been doing throughout this time. And that's probably the reason you're not seeing any riots right now, because the Soros guys, the guys who pay for the bricks, the guys who pay for the signs, the guys who pay for those things are not taking the bait. That's why it's gone on this long. And as the EBT cards swipe, I think it's going to get to a point, and when they got that zero balance and can't get their free government cheese like they're accompanied to, they're going to go out into the streets and riot, whether Soros says anything or not. And Trump is going to round them up, arrest them, and after he arrests them, he's going to throw any criminals that were looting in jail. And what he's going to do, that's how he plans on lowering the crime rates all throughout the American cities. That is my speculative, zero evidence theory, but it does seem to make a lot of sense for achieving his agenda.
Yeah, part of it. I mean, whether or not they expect certain. But he just gets
roasted, man.
Yeah. whether or not they expect certain conclusions, or like you can't necessarily put it in their mouths. But I will say, I went to go book a campsite I was looking at booking a campsite this weekend, and I was on the U.S. Forest Service website. And, the first thing on the website is a banner that comes up, and it says the far left Democrats have currently shut down the United States government on the U.S. Forest Service website.
Based.
So
kind of
as soon
funny.
as you said they're weaponizing it, it is very clear that they're just playing chicken, right? Is that they're sitting
Yeah.
there, they're driving towards each other, and they're just daring them. It's like the Joker or whatever, and he's like, hit me.
Yeah,
And
right.
so-
Exactly. He's like, riot.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Well, and I
Give me a reason. Because and you can tell because he's already been provoking them with the helicopter raids. It's like he doesn't need a helicopter. He doesn't need people dropping in on a helicopter. That's intimidation. All of those edits that they're doing on there, they did a Hitler edit of the head of Border Patrol, for goodness sake. At the beginning, they had him like this, and then he's going, but they had him start like that. I was like, dude, I know what that is. I spend time on the internet. All right. Is that DHS's? It's either DHS. It's DHS's. Yeah, dude. I was like, you did a Hitler edit of the Border Patrol chief. They had him in the long coat.
They have some Zoomers on that
Yeah, they
DHHS
do.
or the DHS staff that are just having so much fun.
It's
right
it's pure provocation, and that's what happened. Is something went through the pipe, whether it's from Trump himself or from somebody in the administration. Could be it could. I don't think Kristi Noem came up with this plan.
Yeah.
Probably not. But somebody above, maybe in the middle somewhere there down the chain of command said, provoke. Bring them out into the streets so we can get them out of here. We want them out. We want to draw them out. And that has been effective, but that also brings about a massive call for political entrenchment. We cannot lose again after he does this.
Yeah.
We cannot lose again after he does this. They are going to kill us if we do. They are going to put us in jail. I mean, we're talking early Christians. Like they are out. They are after us after this because we are bullying them extraordinarily effectively. And if we don't break them, we are in a massive pile of crap.
Yeah. Well, and Trump was gifted the election and was gifted like a mandate with the election. I heard Thursday say this, and I like the way he said it. He was rebutting some Catholic theologian guy who he was disagreeing with, who was trying to say Trump needs to respect the due process and all these different things. And he had said, and he had kind of referenced the Trump Napoleon quote, the he who saves his nation violates no law. And well, what he had is he had the mandate, and it's not, doesn't sound nice to say it, but like Charlie Kirk's death gave him a blank check. And he did nothing with it. And every single day that passes, it exponentially decreases. That blank check, the total ceiling on it gets lower exponentially every single day. And that if this provokes a Summer of Love 2.0, it is another blank check. And if he doesn't do anything about that, like you were saying, there is going to be no mercy.
No, not do something about it. Crush them.
Well, that's what I mean. But yeah.
Like it's not something. It's the end. He has to end them. And I don't necessarily mean face the wall, but I do mean he's got to break. Stop it. No Fed posting. No, but we
just kissed the wall.
Yes. Yeah. That's right. Put on the hat. Quiet. No. We go to the Shabbat dinner. All right. Go to the Shabbat dinner. So we need to crush them. They need to be entirely broken. They need to have zero. What are you doing? I can't even talk. I can't.
You said kiss the wall, bro.
You're getting roasted. You're putting on funny hats. This is serious, guys. This is our country. No, okay, go ahead. No, but we do. We need to crush them mentally. We need to break their spirit. We need to make them afraid to go out into the streets with their ideas simply by virtue of the fact that we are in power and they are not. And I don't want to be that way. I don't like the idea of being that way. I don't puff up my chest and scoff at the fact that that's the way things are. But they have to be that way because I know that's what it's going to be for us if they get back in. I have to fight.
Well, it has to be that way because they're in the wrong and we're in the right, and the rule of law needs to be enforced.
Yes.
And you cannot continue to suspend moral action. So with the argument that, oh, what if they did it? No, it's actually good for good people to do things that some evil people are not allowed to do. You know, killing bad guys is good and killing good guys is bad. You know, and so it is not, you know, and I don't mean like the libertarian and like the smart libertarian sense, but the stupid, you know, low IQ Republican, low IQ libertarian, the what if the other side did it? The other side is going to kill you. Look at what happened to Charlie Kirk. Look at what happened look what people dressed up as for Halloween. Look at what people are responding to his wife's posts with, you know. It's so it's
inverted.
And if you're not thinking that way, you're not being realistic.
It's totally inverted. When anybody tells you, well, what if, what if they were like that to you? They already are.
Yeah.
They are like that to me. So now what you're asking me is, imagine it's like somebody's mugging you in an alley, and the mugger asks you, he's like, well, imagine, and you pull out your gun and you're about to shoot him. He's like, well, imagine what it would be like if it was switched and I was the mugger, and you were the mugger and I was about to shoot you. That's why you shouldn't shoot me. What? No, you're getting blown away, bud. You're putting my life in danger. That's it. End of discussion. And on a state level, they have a responsibility, according to the Catholic Church, mind you, they have a responsibility to enforce the common good. And the common good is not demographically replacing the nation that the people here built. The common good is not letting criminals out or letting George Soros prop up attorney generals that do not enforce the law, that let out certain criminals and arrest others, that target white criminals and let out black criminals. Like these sorts of things, these are crimes against the common good. And, like obviously I love the Holy Father. Obviously I love all the things, but these are the aspects that he doesn't know. He doesn't know what people are going through in the neighborhood that he actually grew up in, because as usual, everybody left because the crime was so bad. The crime there is so bad. 90 and you go to these neighborhoods, and I've been in these neighborhoods. I've worked in these neighborhoods before. Some of the worst neighborhoods in America. I'm not afraid to walk the streets. And there are sections of this city where 99% of the people living there are criminals. They all need to be in jail. There are sections of the city that are, the entire population needs to be in jail. And nobody's willing to do it because no one wants to. This is what we're saying. We're sacrificing our country because we don't want to be called racist, even though we know a majority of the violent crimes coming from the black community, even though we know it's coming from these illegal immigrant gangs. It's psychotic. We're killing ourselves. So we have to win.
Yeah, it's a zero-sum game. You have to win and you have to crush your opposition. And that is it. I mean, that's politics. That's always what it's always been. This idea that politics is never that eggs are never broken, to use an analogy, is just, it's mythical. We've been coddled in America where there hasn't been as much political upheaval, but throughout the history of the world, there has been. And
the Nightwalker.
He's the Nightcrawler.
I've been to some dark places, all right. I've been in a dark place a few times in my life.
Pause. Yeah, it's a tough situation because the people who are in power are cowards. And the idea that we can't legislate morality or you can't do something because then the left will do it against you is so just inculcated in it's like the spirit of the boomer. Like that is
the eternal boomer. The eternal boomer
in their heart. Is in the eternal boomer, and like they're just going to continue to have that idea. And as they continue to die off, we'll continue to have more and more.
Well, how pathetic is it to think of? How pathetic is it to think when you think about it too? How pathetic is it to hear a boomer, half of whose generation supported segregation, look you in the eye and say that you're being insensitive because you said some racist jokes in a group chat? I mean, let's think about that. They are the most inexplicably hypocritical generation that's ever existed. And they're gonna and the entire basis of their political strategy is calling their opponents hypocrites as they run you over with their car and shoot your family in the face.
It's like, yeah, your father gutted a Japanese guy with a bayonet and hated them for his entire life, and you knew that man and looked up to him, and you have the gall to call me racist for making a joke.
Yeah, exactly. Your dad or your dad would beat up any person with, he had like a paint splotch sheet like Peter Griffin had in the episode of Family Guy. Anybody that crossed the red line would get the crap kicked out of him by him and 5 of his friends. But you have a problem with us making Hitler jokes in a group chat. Like, dude, what is this? What do we live in right now? This is stupid. You're firing people. You're firing people from their jobs. Like, dude, your boss used to go with you to beat up the black person in your neighborhood when you were a kid. They did terrible things to people sometimes. Like, you are at no position to lecture anybody in Gen Z who has, I would be surprised if there is 10% of Gen Z who has laid any more than a hand on a black person in their entire life.
Or even just a person. I feel like people don't fight anymore, to be honest.
Oh, I don't know about. I don't know. I've gotten in fights, but I've gotten in fights with black people too. But still, not over race. Don't worry.
No,
just over every other thing except for race.
Yeah. It was purely economic.
You're like, I hate you for your class. Actually, it's one of the black guys who wears like the salmon pink chino shorts and a polo shirt, and he's like spits on you.
Yeah, this black guy. Yeah, no, this black guy told me Democrats were the real racists, and I just snapped. No, but it's like that's the problem. Is like nobody's buying it. Nobody's buying that you weren't this way when you were our age. And this is the Council of Zoomers, even though I'm not a Zoomer. I'm 1995. I'm 2 years ahead. But I was in the Xbox 360 lobbies. Dude, I played World at War. I was on Derise till 2 a.m, getting to level 65 in the corner of that building over there. Like, I was there. I was doing that. And I'll tell you one thing. I wasn't not saying racial slurs. Like, let's be real here, dude. Let's be real here. This is what our childhoods were like. We got in group chats. They were authentically male spaces, and we just riffed. We just said whatever we were not allowed to say. It didn't matter. It wasn't about the morality. It was just about letting loose. It was just about blowing off steam. It was just about having a good time.
I can't look at the chat, guys.
What is he doing?
Yeah. Gamer lobbies, I miss them.
Yeah.
I need to Taylor Reach lobbies.
Everything's all Discord now because nothing can be trusted. They'll be like, have like Mossad recording you or something and then send it to your house in a pager and blow you up.
Trusted.
Yeah, Discord.
Gilded.
What'd you say?
Gilded is the other. It was like the parlor of Twitter for Discord.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See,
so
TeamSpeak.
Gilded.
If you want to be an unk, you are on TeamSpeak.
I'm still, dude. I'm an unk. I use Discord. What can I say?
Yeah.
I'm an unk. I use Microsoft Teams. There you go.
Oh,
by the way, in case you were wondering, just do an early life check on the creator of Discord. By the way, if you just want to know something,
it doesn't even I don't even care, dude. They're like, I'm already on their list, dude.
I'm on the list,
dude. If they
ask
me to go,
so we're fine.
That's true. We did.
Yeah,
we did. You got to put on the hat now.
I'm Semitic, so I'm okay. Just not that kind. Mashallah.
We need to make a wiki page right now.
Yeah. Do a Majorian early life check.
I'm gonna add you to Social Sentinel, and then we'll really know. I added Trent Horn to Social Sentinel.
I'm gonna need you to put your DNA in a tube and mail it to ancestry.com for me.
Gotta send it to the Mormons.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. See, I feel like the Mormons, like when, you know, if you send it to like the big corporations, like, you know, Ancestry 23andMe, they're gonna clone you, and your clone is gonna commit crimes in your name so they can lock you up and blackmail you for the rest of your life. But I feel like the Mormons would be better. I think they do less bad things with your clone.
They're just gonna like non-consensually baptize me after I'm dead,
Ex-
which is like I respect it. I mean, like that's what they believe. The Mormons love Majorian, all right? And Majorian loves Mormons. We get along very well.
Shout out to my boy Kai Schwemmer, one of my favorite Mormon. He's my favorite Mormon.
Yeah, W Kai. Kai and I are talking next Monday, so tune in.
Oh, are you? Yeah, he's a good dude. I've known him for a couple years. He's a good.
Yeah, we're
dude.
talking about revoking everyone's birthright citizenship, so it's gonna go pretty well.
Let's go.
Yeah. I still love that story though, of that like baptizing Anne Frank after she died was the crime. I'm like, well,
that is way more edgy than anything that any like Twitter Nazi has ever said. That is the craziest thing I've ever heard. Dude, Mormons are crazy. That is wild in a good way. That's a crazy in a good way. They believe they're doing good. They believe they're doing good.
Mm-hmm.
The non-consensual posthumous baptism.
You can't do that.
Great. When I found that out, I started laughing so hard because it's like theologically, it's just not right, and then just that's why they're banned is just the funniest thing. But yeah, I was hearing because we were talking about kind of the government shutdown, and I was watching Stinchfield with my family a bit, and he was saying, "Hey, what actually is going on is the government shutdown was happening because these elections were going on, and so." After the elections, that's when everyone's going to play ball because now the government isn't shut down. Now we can get back to business because the Democrats won their elections, because the Republicans are breaking the government down. It was interesting because he then started making an argument that I tuned him out after that we need to get rid of the filibuster, which ironically, 2 years ago, we were defending that we needed the filibuster. So,
this has been going on for well over 2 decades. Every time there's been a government shutdown, it just matters what party you on, whether you want to whether you want to nuke it or whether you want to bring it back.
FDR was talking about it. I mean, that's been like that's forever.
That's like standard congressional procedure at this point. Yeah. It's unshocking entirely. What I thought was shocking were the idiots trying to blame Tucker Carlson's interview with Nick Fuentes for the reason, if you didn't let that anti-Semite on, those people wouldn't have ran to the polls. And I was like, dude, they're blue states. Political polarization is at an all-time high. It's at an all-time high right now, meaning blue states will get bluer and red states will get redder. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, your boomer grandma was not incentivized to go vote for Zoran because of Nick Fuentes. She doesn't know who he is.
And if she saw him on the street, he's like, oh, he seems like a nice boy. No, but I remember. I imagine you wanted to bring this up, right, Eli? I thought I said so at the beginning. The whole like fiasco with the Civil War in the Republican Party that's going on right now.
I was gonna mention something about the what's the black gay guy from Turning Point? The
Rob Smith.
Who's like,
good old Rob.
You need to just allow.
All right, dude. I don't think you should say what you're about to say on stream. You're probably gonna get yourself banned.
Good old Rob.
He tweeted the funniest thing that he could have possibly tweeted. Let me just put it that way.
Wait, what did he say? I missed this.
Dude, I'm not going to say what he said.
I can find it on Twitter. We can watch it.
Yeah,
live.
You know what? You can put what he said it. You can put it up on screen, but I'm not trying. I'm not going to be the one that gets your YouTube channel banned. It's not going to be me.
The only thing I ask is y'all help me rebuild. Other than that, I'm free to do everything.
I will shill you if you get banned for this.
Yeah, but I do want to.
My goodness.
Omar. It was on my thing for a while. The Omar for Crusade.
For AOC, that's me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I say AOC?
I heard you about to say it, and I just thought I'd fill in the bubble.
She might be whiter than you. Sorry. That was rude. That was rude.
You know, the male of our species does not hit the 23-year-old wall, so I've managed to successfully escape any. I've emerged unscathed, unlike her.
That's true. Yeah,
But
she
you
has
know,
hit the wall.
from the pine sap angle, you know, the bigger the fruit, the sweeter the juice, is I think the way he sees it. So you know, it's a W for some people.
Ugh.
I'm not gonna say that I speak for him, but I speak for him.
Do you have the tweet?
I think I found it now. There's multiple.
You'll know when you see it.
Oh man, it's so good. Why would he say that? Like, is he like? Did he just get up in the morning and said, "I am a clown"?
Is this one? Republicans just lost some places. The coalition of blacks, gays, Jews.
No. That's all stupid political stuff. No, he said some words. All right, he said
It's
some
a video.
Words. It's not a video. It's a it's a tweet. It's a tweet.
Oh, okay.
He wrote.
Oh, it's a tweet. Okay,
tweet.
I was thinking of the video. Hold on.
Oh,
what am I looking for?
Majorian, did you think he was talking about the tweet? I thought he was.
Yeah, it was a tweet.
The tweet is so good. The tweet is
there was a video that is a tweet. So
no,
but
it's
I'm
on his Twitter.
It's your tweet.
It's a pure tweet, and it's about I dealt with these idiots in 2023 or something. He talks about. Yeah, you have to put this up. I mean, it's worth the awkward silence because it's like.
Okay, who's gonna do the voice? And
I'm not reading it, dude.
I ain't reading that, dude.
I still don't know what it is.
I ain't touching it. We'll let Rob Smith's words speak for themselves.
Yes.
I'm not finding I dealt in a Control F.
Well, no, I'm not saying that. If you're gonna Control F, do 2023.
2023.
Yeah.
Oh, he is so chocolate.
Dude, he is cooked. That guy is cooked.
He's like Hershey's.
Man.
Dude, you might get banned for this. I'm not even gonna lie.
Dude, hey, he's both. He's got the double pass, dude. He's got the double pass.
Here, I'll send it in the private chat.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a private chat. Are you?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, there is.
In Restream?
Yeah, it's on there. Yeah, it just came up.
Okay. I usually stream alone, so you know.
Oh my gosh,
I don't know.
So funny.
I
replied. I was like, dude, this is the funniest thing you could have said.
I have to disavow.
Okay, I'm gonna live react this. So let me share my screen so we can do that.
Stream.
Okay, let me read this then since I
do not read it.
Oh, zoom in.
You gotta zoom in.
Okay. I can't even start it. I'm laughing at y'all. So the Fuentes thing is now beyond containment. I remember being I saw the word.
Dude, don't read it.
I remember being accosted by those freaks in 2023, but you know, I was just a ninja, so nobody cared. Have fun dealing with what you have allowed to be elevated. I won't spend another second on it.
It was just a ninja farmer, so nobody. It was just ninja farmer, so nobody cared. What is wrong with him? Why would you, dude?
Dude, that's such an admission.
Dude, he was serious. He was dead serious.
You know what do they say? Every accusation is an admission.
Dude. Wow.
I don't know why, but
my dude, God. It is just that has got to be one of my favorite tweets of all time. It does. It has to be like one of my favorite tweets ever. Like it's right up there with like Donald Trump talking about Barney Frank's nipples. Like, dude, it's
dude, the Barney Frank nipple tweet.
That is one of the best.
I bring that
up
all the time.
You bring it up and you read it again, and it's still funny. It's
still funny.
Oh my gosh! But
I think that's the best tweet of all time.
That is number one for me.
Yeah,
that is number one for me.
Oh gosh. I was not expecting.
I told you it was bad.
Together.
I mean, honestly, like we did, like he's the one that wrote that.
If anyone's allowed to
it's
say
like
those
the
words.
Boondocks at this point, right?
Yeah.
Like if it's their thing,
he's earned the right.
Yeah, I mean, like
Well, yeah, he's black. He's got
Emphasis on the
N-word guard.
earned. Yeah, he sure did. No, Rob Smith. He's like, I'm
God.
done. He's probably going to be a Democrat now too, because Tucker Carlson interviewed Nick Fuentes.
Well, he is sniffing around the eggplants, so it's not exactly too surprising that he would turn that way.
Is that an effect of his? What was he? Was he a soldier or a Marine? Is that effect of his time in the Corps?
No, that's an effect of his.
I'm waiting for
perverse
the Navy joke. I'm just waiting for it. It's like it's right there. It's like right in front of us right now.
What, they didn't have a woman, so they had to use him?
It's devolved.
You need to retitle this the confession stream. All right, like
We speed run going to confession.
speed running to the confessional. That's what.
Yeah, no one sent this one to my priest.
Yeah, no, but he was, but he was involved in Turning Point, and he's talking about in 2023 when the Groypers like started going up and asking him how anal sex is helping him win the culture war. How is that helping us win the culture war? And it's a good question. My buddy Dave Riley was the one that asked that. I think. How does anal sex win us the culture war? I was like,
was he all dressed up when he asked that question?
I think he was in a suit. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking, hasn't he done some? Has Dave Riley? Has he done any in like costumes and stuff? I feel like I've seen, or no. Maybe I'm thinking of someone else. Anyways, that's a tangent. We can just ignore that.
Well, I mean, I think that it's like important though that we bring this up. Like, I think young men just took the party, like this week.
Yeah, it's ours.
Yeah.
Like it was an utter meltdown.
Yeah.
Like and
On all sides.
I mean, like, there has been so much stuff that has happened, so much idiotic stuff that's been said. What's another one? I'll send this to you over Twitter if you still have Twitter up. But Dinesh D'Souza put out a tweet admitting that Nick Fuentes isn't actually a Nazi, and that it's just like a shtick that he does with his followers after spending like all week calling him like a Nazi white supremacist or an anti-Semite and all this stuff. And I was like, well, dude, you just outed yourself. And he, to his credit, he's the first boomer to get post-irony.
Yeah.
Did he turn it into an animal sex metaphor, or was he able to stay on task the whole time?
Oh, dude,
That's
here
a
it
good
is.
pull.
Here it is.
That
Put
was
up
a
this
crazy
tweet. Put up
tweet,
this
man.
tweet. Just put up this tweet, dude. You're gonna die. Like, dude, we have some gems.
More
from this
again?
meltdown. Just this one. I just sent it to you on Twitter. Just it's there. It's in your inbox. Trust me. It's so good.
There it is.
It's so good. I ratioed him on this one, by the way. Yeah, I ratioed Dinesh D'Souza on this one, and I have like 3,000 followers.
This is like that's how I felt when I ratioed Lila. We did
Yeah,
it.
I know. It's such.
We've made
it's
it this
so,
week.
Yeah,
White boys
we're
are back.
We are so
We're
back.
Okay. Oh wait, you can do it.
Yeah, let me read this one. We, the Reagan generation, he's talking about boomers, won the Cold War, conserved America's #1 position in the world, preserved free markets, toppled Roe v. Wade, overthrew affirmative action, despite being totally outspent and outnumbered. Don't screw up our legacy by embracing bigots and anti-Semites. He doesn't want us to tarnish the boomers' legacy of success.
The boomers' legacy.
And
The
go
greatest
scroll down,
generation.
scroll down.
Oh no.
Scroll down. I'm #1. Yep.
He knows that.
Just a mogging.
Yeah, great work. Now we have gay marriage, trans kids, high divorce rates, low marriage rates, unaffordable necessities, formerly white cities completely dispossessed of the inhabitants that built them, and 40 million foreigners within our borders. Thanks, Reagan generation. Like,
got 1.1K to 1.4.
get wrecked, Dinesh.
And
Get
look at these
wrecked, Dinesh.
impressions.
Debate me,
Impressions.
Dinesh. I know. Look at the
We're
difference. Look at the difference in impression.
You have like 10%.
We're winning.
We are
Look at
back,
10%.
boys. We are
We have to
back.
be.
And I
Hold
also, dude, I ratioed Josh Hammer earlier in the week too. Like, it's like, dude,
Oh.
they are cooked. They're completely cooked.
Lila
Yeah.
Rose interviewee Josh Hammer.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
She actually she talked about
Charlie
Fuentes on
Kirk
her stream
abuser
this
Josh
week.
Hammer. What?
Lila Rose talked about Fuentes on her stream this week. She didn't use his name until like
She talked to him?
she talked
Full
about
circle
him.
moment.
Yeah.
To what?
She talked about him. She
Oh,
she
about
didn't
him.
use his name. She just called him a
Yeah, what is
a
that?
Nazi.
What is that? Like, this has been like a thing. Like, there's like a subset of like evangelical conservatives that like they'll talk about him, but they won't even like
They don't
say
want
his
to. They
name.
don't want to make him more popular. That's what they say.
They think
But
he's
then
He's
she-
more popular than them.
But then she used his
Yeah.
name anyways, so it was a waste. Like I was just like, okay.
You messed up your script there, Lila, didn't you?
Well, the
How
issue
was
is
that-
if you don't use his name, it doesn't trigger the people who care about his name. And so it actually gives you less views. And so because they don't actually care about spreading their message, they care about the views. They inevitably have to use his name because, you know, the ratio that he will inevitably put on them puts more people on their account, of course. So counter signaling Voldemort is good for
Yeah,
them.
they do. Yeah, they do think he's Voldemort.
But do you guys think that the divide is do you Voldemort? Do you guys think that this entire like fracture, do you think that this is all about Israel? Because I actually don't think it is.
No.
Okay, what do you guys think?
I think they've been, and I mean us, Zoomer / millennial white guys. I think we understand this more than anyone. White guys we're pissed of being the fucking punching bag of the culture, and that's really what it is. Like we're just sick of it. It's not all just because of the the Jews and the Semites and all that crap. It's there's just this discontent amongst young white guys who've had their country basically sold out to foreigners, while they can't get a job, and they're being told that they need to provide for their family by these conservative feminists. When, well, how do I even do that when you support immigration that's sold out my culture? I think that's part of it. I think it's a lot of their discontent amongst that. And I think when you get white guys mad, just historically, it doesn't end well for the people that they're mad at.
Yeah.
That's just
Well,
a
it's like-
historical fact.
Yeah. Well, it's like you're talking about the job market. We are pulling over H-1B visas, so that's taking jobs. We got women in the workplace, so that's 50% of the population we got to contend with. It's like, the job market is filled, and this is the housing. Like, I don't know how illegals are buying houses. Like ICE is
No, they're not. They're not buying houses. Yeah, they're being set up in houses.
Or they're
Given
squatting.
houses.
They're being set up in
they're
houses.
squatting.
They're being set up with houses. They're being set up with jobs, food assistance, transportation assistance. That's how they resettle them in the United States of America. So when an illegal immigrant comes here, or an H-1B, Indian or Sri Lankan, Pakistani, whatever comes in here, they get more of a head start than any of us did when we turned 18. They get like basically
That's
a bar
the
mitzvah.
American dream, baby.
Yeah, they get a bar mitzvah basically when they come in, and that is who's giving them the money, anyways. But it's like it's not fair, and Zoomers have a right to have discontent towards this because our institutions our streets are being filled with people that we don't know, that we didn't grow up with, that we don't particularly like relate to. And we have to live with these people for the rest of our lives. One, and they're here getting all these freebies that none of us ever got. And a matter of fact, they won't even forgive our student loans after lying to us for our entire childhood about needing to get a college education. Like, I'm sorry, like you utterly boned us. We're screwed.
Yeah.
Well, and what's ridiculous is they, if like in monopoly terms, they imported people who agree to only play with each other, that won't trade with you. And then they say, well, I rolled doubles, so I'm ahead of you. Why are you jealous? Why are you mad at me? And it's like, no, I'm mad that you told other people they were allowed to play the game and they are not willing to play the game. It's you are importing people who are not on our team, who are playing against us because you can exploit them. And then they don't play with the rules you're expecting them to play with. And then you get mad at us if we say, fine, we'll accept it. we're playing with the same. We're playing on teams. It's not free for all anymore.
Yeah.
No, teams actually make you Hitler. By the way, not playing free for all means that you were, in 1940s Germany.
Well, the reason that white men can't have a team is exactly what Majorian said, because we will win. Yeah. That's why we can't have a team, because we will win. And that's why even the Republican Party is afraid of us having a team, because they know we'll win. Because ultimately the Republican Party is run by Jews. I don't think that that's even a controversial thing to say at this point, especially after what we saw happen with Kevin Roberts at the Heritage Foundation. You have him being put through public humiliation rituals for defending one of the most pivotal values in our Constitution, or free speech. And he was loyal to a personal friend of his, which is another virtuous thing that I think you should be, especially because Tucker literally did nothing wrong. He's allowed to talk to anybody that he wants and talk to them any way that he wants. He can do a softball interview if he wants. He could do a hard interview if he wants. I mean, this is the problem that we're talking about with the politics in the United States. You have a literal gay Jewish man, Dave Rubin, who bought a baby, ripped that baby from his mother's arms so he could play house with another dude that he calls his husband. That's what we're dealing with right now. That guy is allowed to get interviewed by Ben Shapiro. He's allowed to be part of the mainstream conservative movement. He's allowed to promote all of his ideas, including doing a video with Jordan Peterson, going into detail just what it's like to be a parent in that deranged household. But what is it?
It's to be a gay dad.
Yeah, right. Exactly. To go out there and how to be a gay dad, that can be promoted. But saying that Jews run the Republican Party, you actually, because somebody said it, and because a few people at the Heritage Foundation started believing it, they now they are now doing Shabbat dinners and baiting people into saying, well, I actually can't go to that because I'm a Catholic, so they can root you out and publish you all over the internet and call you an anti-Semite. What they did was they said, no, it's not a litmus test. We're just inviting them. Well, why is the guy that's asking about it getting plastered all over the internet as a potential anti-Semite then? That you're proving that it was a litmus test by doing that. So here's my proposal to all the people at the Heritage Foundation, to all you Jews at the Heritage Foundation. Guess who's going to start going to weekly mass? And don't worry, you're not attending a religious ritual or violating Jewish tradition at all whatsoever by going into the Catholic Church and watching the Catholic mass, because you're just sitting in a building.
You can choose not to say the prayers.
Yeah, you can choose not to say the prayers.
Just put your head down, look into your lap.
Right. And I'm sure that won't cause scandal for other Jews and say that, oh, Jews can go to Catholic masses now. This is the exact perspective that we're coming from, just in the inverse. The problem is that Catholics do not wield their power in any way. They don't do these things in any way, and they're just starting to, and the Jews are scared. They're crapping their pants. Because as everybody knows, this is the tried and true standard throughout history. As Catholic power rises, Jewish power shrinks. It's always been that way.
Yeah. Well, and even to be as generous as possible, you can trot around it or whatever, but like the fact is that when you have someone like Brandon Tatum, for example, who's not explicitly literally a Jew, it doesn't matter, because he's going to slavishly side with them no matter what.
He worships them.
And so it doesn't matter if we obviously know that he's literally not even a Christian. Like he denies the Trinity. So he's
he's one of those.
Yeah, he's whatever Bryson Gray is.
Oh, the
Yeshua people.
Yeah, the Yeshua people. So it's like, there are these people who are going to side with them no matter what. And so it's actually, even if there is a coalition, even if someone is George Bush or someone is whatever, the fact is that ultimately we are a different interest group than they are. They are a different interest group than we are. And our goals are fundamentally at odds. And you have to accept that. There is no possible way in which I get what I want and Ben Shapiro gets what he wants and both of us are happy.
Yes.
They are mutually exclusive goals. And Christ being the king of the world is to the detriment of Jewish exceptionalism, and Jewish exceptionalism is to the detriment of the objective acknowledgement of Christ's authority. And so I have to go. So I'm just going to leave with that, So thank you guys
for
fire,
dude. That was fire. You went out on a high note.
Have a good night. I'll talk to you guys later. Man. Nice to meet everyone. Bye-bye.
Have a good night, Crusade.
So, and I want to go just a tad bit deeper what he was saying, because I think it's important that we kind of parse out what's going on in the Republican Party right now. As it stands, there are 1.5 million Republican Jews in America. That is 1/5 of Nick Fuentes' following on Rumble. So when we look at things into perspective, the Republican Party is now forced to make a choice, and that choice is going to be between its base and between its Jewish donor base, which are, Jewish donors, Christian. When I say the Jewish donor base, that includes Christian Zionists. That includes non-Jews, because the Christian Zionists support Jewish interest. There is now a competing interest of America first, America only, Christ is king, and the Jewish lobby and all that Christian boomer money. And so they're not going to have the votes. The reason that Donald Trump won in 2024 was because of substantial increases in voting among millennial white men and Generation Z white men. Those are the two demographics that really pushed him over the edge. And that's why it might not be why he won all the swing states perfectly, but there's a reason he won all of them collectively. And that is the reason. And so he cannot lose us. We are integral. We cannot go away. That's why JD Vance is answering questions about Israel right now at Turning Point events. That's why Turning Point is allowing Eric Trump to be asked questions about Israel, and they're uncomfortable and they don't have good answers. And eventually the Trump family is going to get fed up. I would hope. He's been paid a lot of money and it's going to take a lot to do it. But Mark Levin, all of these people, and Trump knows this deep down in his heart, all of these pro-Zionist Jews did not want him to be president in 2016. These Zoomer men did. They've been loyal from the start. And the only reason that they're ditching him now is because he's choosing them over him. He knows that he gets them back if he simply starts working in their interest. I have people that I know that work in the Trump administration that tell me straight up, you're right. He cannot focus on foreign policy anymore. We need to get into domestic stuff or we're going to get torched in the midterms. And I was like, you're exactly correct about that. So in a way, the Tucker Carlson Fuentes interview may be affecting elections, just not these ones. It's going to be affecting the midterms profoundly because we will get cooked, even with the redistricting, if he does not corner this white male vote.
Yeah, we're gonna get cooked in the midterms. Obviously, earlier this week was not a good sign for that. All I'm saying is I feel very, very glad that I turned down a job at the Heritage Foundation last year because that could have been bad for me.
Dude, you would have been the guy saying, hey, man, I don't want to go to your stupid Shabbat dinner. All right. I'm Catholic.
Yeah.
Council of Florence says I can't go. Shut up.
Yeah. I probably would have been kicked out.
What is a Shabbat dinner? I'm unaware of the term.
Shabbat dinner is the dinner that they have on the Sabbath. It kind of like.
It's it's like the sundown on Friday. Like that's what Shabbat is. So Shabbat means Sabbath.
Yeah.
Did I say the end? I meant the beginning.
Yeah. So it's usually like they'll have like the unleavened bread and stuff there and wine.
Yeah, sometimes they'll have a rabbi that does prayers, or the head of the family will do prayers, things like that. And like it's like you can't be part and parcel to that. You're Judaizing at that point. And yes, there are situations where if it's completely private and there was no risk of scandal and you didn't participate, blah blah blah, you go through the list that you could theoretically do it. But the specific heritage incident, that 100% is scandalizing the faithful. No question that's scandalizing the faithful. It's encouraging them to go against what's what the Council of Florence said. And the Council of Florence is very clear that Christians will not have access to eternal salvation if they circumcise or celebrate the Sabbath, because we celebrate the Lord's Day. Yeah, that's our day of rest. It's just that was established in the 1400s on papal bull. Like this is completely it's so out of line. And all that's what all of them are asking, because the guy that asked was Catholic. And my posts on this aren't getting any traction, by the way, but they're all asking. I don't see what the problem is. The problem is that we have an ecumenical council that taught infallibly that we can't do this.
Mm-hmm.
Moron. Like, what are you
teaching
talking
of
about?
The church.
It's a teaching of the church. We cannot dissent from that. We have to believe everything that Holy Mother Church teaches. And whether Jews like it or not is completely irrelevant. I will goose step and put on a Hitler uniform and a frickin' swastika on my shoulder before I go to that Shabbat dinner, because I will never betray my church. I will never betray my church. I would betray every Jew on earth before I betrayed my church, which is counterintuitive because betraying people is a sin. But you get my point.
Yeah.
I've so before I was a Catholic, I was a evangelical Christian, right? And my best friend growing up was a Jew. So I've been to a Shabbat dinner. And I will say,
You sinner. No, I'm kidding. It's fine.
I will say, you're not missing anything. Don't worry about it. It's kind of
Yeah.
mid.
Well, you did get to keep your job afterwards, right?
Yeah. I did. They didn't fire me. The challah bread's pretty good though. I'm not gonna lie, but you can just bake challah bread. All right.
Yeah, just bake it or buy it and eat it yourself.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, because I know that like during like some RCIA classes or stuff like that, they'll like bring the food that is present there and have people try it and stuff. And I was like, that's fine. That kind of gives you a glimpse into what the Old Testament was like and what the Jews back then were dealing with. But it's the Shabbat dinner that you go to, like that's not just dinner. Just like Mass is not just sitting in a building and listening to music. Like they trivialize it on purpose in order to root out convicted Christians and get them out of the conservative movement. They only want Christian Zionists.
Mm-hmm.
Jews. It's crazy. I never thought I'd say this, but the Jews declared war on Catholic conservatives. You know, Jewish conservatives are at war with Catholic and mainline Protestant, to be fair as well, because we all hold the supersessionism. Mainline Protestant churches do not hold are not dual covenant.
That's why they counter signal the Christ is King stuff.
Mm.
That's where it all started, really. That's where the great Republican schism has started.
Yep.
You know?
Mm.
Yep. And it's so poetic too. That's how you know it's demonic.
Well, he says, I come to divide, right?
Mm.
Yeah, well, we have to divide the party before we can rebuild it. I mean,
Mm.
I gotta say, like Mark, I'm so past let's unify. I want Mark Levin out of the Republican Party.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I want you to be a, dunce capped wearing buffoon that I laugh at from the sidelines, that cannot be employed, that's kicked out of the White House, cannot ask questions to the president anymore. That's where I'm at with these people, because they did attack our faith. This was an attack on our faith. This was not an attack on anti-Semitism. It wasn't. We're not doing anything to them. All we're doing is saying that we want to be ruled by Christians.
And well, you talked about one time the reason that Jews or Judaism doesn't like Catholicism, or one of their main attack weapons has been the use of like the Black and Orange site or OF or those type of places, because they specifically are going after the ones that are like, no, we choose to be higher than our animal instincts, and which Ali and all their to kind of return to what we were at that one time. They talk about it, but it's like you all talk about it, but you're the feminist still. So
they'll talk about like the female, like they'll talk about like the male angle, like men need to stop consuming this, but they won't talk about how, that poor woman, got fucked by 5 black guys. Like that's like it's they don't talk about the other side of this thing, like the production. I mean,
they don't talk about the men, the boys.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say the men, the boys. They don't talk about the boys.
Yeah.
Because here's the problem. Like, what is pornography? When you're 10 years old and you're exposed to it for the first time, I think that's the average. It's 10, 11, or 12. It's in that range.
It's like
9,
12.
Is it 9?
9.
Really? That's horrible. That's like
9.
Aisha, dude. Like, holy cow.
Yeah.
But okay. So a 9-year-old. Imagine a 9-year-old having like adults in real life, let's say, doing that and looking at them. That's like clearly pedophilia and sex abuse. So so we're talking about 87% to 95% of the male population in the United States being sexually abused at 9 years old.
Yeah.
9 to 10 years old. So they come up with these sex deficiencies like, I don't know, transgenderism, homosexuality, and stuff like that. And what does that do? That drives a wedge between them and the teachings of the church, because it used to be easy. The medievals used to write that lust used to be the easiest sin to deal with, because the only place that you could have access to it was a whorehouse, which cost money. Now it's
and you
pervasive.
go somewhere.
It's everywhere. It's ubiquitous. So, the porn crisis, and yes, most of the porn companies are owned by Jewish people. The big ones, at least.
Mhm.
Most of the big porn companies are owned by Jewish people. MindGeek is owned by a rabbi, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, and there
Oh.
was the head of Screw magazine, which is some porn magazine. I don't know. I've never looked at porn magazines. But he said that he's like, we Jews love porn because we hate Christ. Catholicism sucks. Whoa, Crash Cannon, what up,
We
dude?
summoned him.
Can I call you by your name? He can't. I can't hear
He's
him.
muted.
He's muted.
He is.
Chris, you're cooked.
Me.
How about now?
There he is.
Because he's a
there he is.
boomer.
Can I call you by your name?
Phone I wanted, and I clicked the right one, and then it changed it when I got in. Apparently.
Can I dox you?
What do you mean by that?
Call you by your name.
Chris is fine.
Okay, I'll call you Chris. That's what I was asking. Can I call you?
Yeah,
Chris?
no, I was like, wait a second. What do you?
No.
How far are we going?
Yeah,
with this?
where's your? Okay, so I need to
Your
know your work
address
hours.
is-
I need to know your work hours, your social security number. Are your parents ever at your house during the day while you're away? Where do you keep your most valuable belongings?
Where they belong in my soul. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, my soul. It's on me at all times.
Listen, I just got off the podcast with Elijah Schaefer. That was an interesting one. So
Was it good?
glad to be here with the Council of Zoomers, though, which is I guess half millennial.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
You
I
weren't
knew
supposed to say that.
say that. Walk
Oh,
out.
sorry, guys.
Oh.
He's gonna kick me out.
Yeah. Nah.
Yeah.
I said
from-
we had
I'm from Eli to Eli, so we're with the other Eli today now too.
Yeah, but he's Elijah. I'm just
That's
Eli.
true. That's true.
I'm nice.
Fair
and
enough.
simple. But yeah. But I thought it was interesting. I don't know why I wrote Burma. And I remember now why. Because we were talking about bringing in all these people. There's also the fact that some of these people don't assimilate, or that they get with other individuals. Like I was talking to
like all.
because
Some.
they're
Almost none of them assimilate. Almost none of them assimilate. Dude, even Vivek Ramaswamy is doing interviews barefoot.
That was kind of odd
Yeah.
when I saw that clip.
It's not odd. It's just Indian.
Well,
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
No. I'm not calling you racist. I'm just saying, like to him, this is just everyday life. He is just unassimilated, dude. Like these people are unassimilated, dude. Like imagine Donald Trump walking in with his barking dogs and sitting down, and propping them up on a bar stool, like for an interview. Everybody would be like, "This guy is psychotic."
Yeah.
well, it's like, but
You're not wrong.
the story I wanted to tell was that I was talking to this woman, and she was talking about her problems that she was having with this family from Myanmar. And what's interesting is that she would be opening her blinds because she had a problem with them because they were like chopping up meat in the backyard. And so she went to the HOA to complain about them because it was like a full on, like they were leaving the carcasses out and everything, like the full third world country type stuff.
So she
So she
walked into
complained.
she walked up to the police station and was like, "They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs."
Forgot about that.
Ironically, something, yeah, more or less.
I forgot about that,
That's
dude.
great.
But what's interesting now is that they're having problems with them again because the oldest is actually just starting to touch himself in a way while directly looking at them, which is like a full weird ass.
Whoa!
Right?
What?
Yeah,
The person
was a
needs to go to
turn.
jail.
I'm pretty sure that's illegal.
That's
I could be
jail,
They're
wrong.
dude.
touching the
Well-
dog. They're touching the dog.
They're molesting
They're
the
touching the
dog.
dog.
They're
No,
molesting
no.
the cats.
they're not. No, this is like
No, they're not touching the cats, just the
Just the
dogs.
dog.
no. They're looking at the woman's family.
Come on, you had to get that joke. My goodness.
They're looking at the woman's family and like just like threatening them at their house, and like he opens a window and then he does it like for her to see because she can see their house because they're
Is
like,
there a guy living at that house?
which one?
The
like,
recipient of the sexual harassment.
yes,
Come on.
she's married.
Okay, well,
there's
what
a
is
kid.
this guy doing? That guy needs
Yeah,
to
what
be
is he
dragged out
doing?
of that window and pounded. What?
He
Dude,
went
that guy-
over. He did. She said he went over, and they completely just
went over and
Iced him.
what?
wouldn't.
Have
Let's
a
put it this way.
strong conversation about why that's wrong?
You need to stop doing that.
You really need to stop touching yourself in front of my wife.
Yeah.
Bro, it's like
Well,
straight
the
up
parent-
bam. Bam. Ow. Ooh,
The
forgot about
parents don't know
But-
English, so the daughter has to translate, and the daughter doesn't care, and is okay with her brother jacking off. And so they're in this weird zone, but it's like it is a problem.
It does not matter. That guy needs a beating. It's like there's nothing that would like and again, like if he's underage, then his dad should be giving him a beating. It doesn't somebody needs to be giving him a beating. Like
Well,
that is like
yeah.
freak behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Well,
you shouldn't
they
do
called
that,
the
guys.
police. They called the police on him. The problem is because he's in the house, it's legal for him to do what he's doing because he's in his own house.
I don't know if it is.
No,
No,
it's
you.
not.
That's still indecent.
That's still illegal.
Yeah.
That's what we
it's
thought,
not
but
if he's doing it to
sexual
get her
harassment.
if it's sexual harassment, it has nothing to do
Yeah.
with in the house or outside of the house. It's not public indecency per se, but he's like sexually harassing her.
Yeah.
You can't just like open up a window and like show the whole world your manhood.
Unless you're Lyndon B.
To the
Johnson.
public.
But yeah.
Like that's not legal. You can't actually do that like and get away with it. At least not if the police are involved. Like there's some level of voyeurism.
It sounds
that
like
is
the
not-
police
not
just
acceptable.
didn't care and they didn't want to get involved. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Well,
and
it's-
the police aren't the ones that solve that problem. That's something something the husband solves.
But the
Yep.
other point I was wanting to bring is like, well, that's kind of the culture, right? But the thing is there's a lot of people in that neighborhood that she's having kind of issues with, and they all are of a foreigner region, and it's just
Sounds like they need to move. That's
they
what it
did.
sounds like. to
That's
me.
the ironic part.
I agree with that. Yeah. You can't move.
They're
Yeah.
everywhere.
You can't move because no matter where you move, they'll just find you.
And they'll come. Yeah, they'll come to you.
They'll just find you.
This is why Aristotle said, like when a foreigner moves into your land, I think Aquinas quotes this in the Summa too. You can't not give them citizenship immediately. You cannot even give it to them within that generation. Aristotle says 2 to 3. Usually
2
on
3
the
generations to
That is
assimilate,
so
Yeah.
real. That is so real.
That's just common sense. Like these people have no investment in this country. None at all. And the idea that you can just give them, they're now suddenly a citizen because they signed a piece of paper is just a joke.
Oh, dude, have you seen Mehdi Hassan?
Yeah.
Like dude, furiously like saying, I'm an American. Darn it, I'm an
Fair, bro.
American. I got my citizenship
For, like,
papers
the last
3
5
months
minutes,
ago.
yeah.
You know, it's like
You're not an American because I can tell by your voice. Like,
yeah, right, dude. You have a British accent. You're not
Yeah.
American. And I've talked to Father Calvin Robinson before, and like I was like, are you an American? No, I'm a Brit. Of course you are. It
But
doesn't matter.
but he respects.
Yeah,
America.
he loves
That's the big
America
difference.
though. He loves America, but it's like, yeah, no, it's like I'm a Brit. Of course, you have you don't get, you don't get a beer on tap. You get a pint. Like there's obvious differences here.
With
It's
Aquinas.
like, come on,
Yeah.
pints with Aquinas.
Yeah.
Pints with Maimonides.
I was waiting for that joke. My goodness.
I'm not gonna lie, Matt Frad made me laugh with his response to all of that. That was
good.
pretty.
His
pretty
response
great.
was funny, but
It's bad. No, I'm not saying it's not still bad. Like what he did, like going there. That video was really funny.
The video that they did right after he did that one where they did the 7 o'clock, and then he's like just letting Ben Shapiro and Andrew Clavin just mop all over
Common
Catholicism
denominator
without
there was
really
completely
pushing back.
unacceptable.
It's horrible.
Yeah. No, that's true. Thanks for being a buzzkill, but that's true. No, you're right. And the worst part wasn't them talking bad about the church to me, because that's to be
It
expected.
was because Matt didn't push back. He just laughed.
That was bad too. No, the worst thing was Ben Shapiro going like, oh, look, I got all these Catholics around me right now saying I'm this. I was like, yeah, dude, like, thanks for telling us why you hired him. Like, it's like, dude, you're using Catholics to run cover for your Jewish op. Like, that's literally what you're doing. And Matt Fradd should know better. He should be smarter than that. And I've liked some of his stuff in
Matt. I think Matt viewed it as a business decision, and Ben viewed it as an ideological decision.
Yeah, but dude, like, okay, fine. Like, if a Jew pays me freaking $2 million to be a Shabbos goy for the day and turn on light switches for him, I'm not going to take it. Because I don't. I will not serve Judaism. I will not serve Judaism. And Matt Fradd
isn't it like
shouldn't be doing anything?
Wasn't it a law in the papal states that Christians shouldn't work for Jews or something? I'm pretty sure that was a thing at one point.
Yes.
Thought I remember reading that somewhere.
I do know that the Fourth Lateran Council said that. I mean, this is the funny thing. Like, they have no idea what the church used to say about Jews and Muslims were not allowed to leave their house without like identifying markers on them. That's why the Jews in medieval paintings got those like the hats with the little things on top of them. It was because the Fourth Lateran Council said all people in Christendom, all Jews in Christendom have to identify themselves. So that because they looked like Europeans, they had to identify themselves as Jews. So you knew you were doing business with a Jew. So you knew you were doing anything with a Jew. And it was true of Muslims too. They had to do similar things.
Mm. Well, the Muslims came later, though, at least. So we had 800 years before they showed up.
Yep, but they never got here till 30 years ago.
Right.
They tried coming for many centuries.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if your ancestors that fought in the Crusades knew what was going on in Europe right now, they'd be rolling over in their graves right now. They'd be so.
There would be a Christian night equivalent of seppuku if they saw what was going on today.
They'd be like, "Is it even worth it?
Yeah, right,
Is
right.
it even worth it?"
They'd be like King
dogs.
Saul. They just fall on their swords. They'd just be because it is woeful, and it's what I hate. I was talking about this just a couple weeks ago with somebody. I was like, these Europeans complaining about demographics.
Just go back to markers. Oh my goodness.
Stop.
That's not going to go.
It's only been tried one time, and I'm absolutely against what happened. But no. One time in the modern era. Yeah. No.
And it was extensively condemned by most of society.
No, that would not bode well politically at all for anybody. But no, the big problem that I forgot what I was going to say. Go ahead.
Majorian's got a Nietzsche pill us now. That's for sure. We need to get this Nietzsche pill on tonight.
What? I don't have any Nietzsche tonight.
Tell us why Italians are the Ubermensch, okay?
They are. I mean, we can all be the Ubermensch. Becoming an Ubermensch is just theosis at the end of the day.
No, I know. Well, it can be argued.
Yeah. Well, that's what I would say. I would say that
you're Christianizing Nietzsche. You're like the Augustine to Plato and the and the Aquinas.
That's literally that's my plan.
I guess my thought process was if we're all going to be doomer pilled about the Crusaders, not liking where Europe's at today, then Nietzsche would be the next obvious subject.
That's what I was saying.
That's like the idea behind Nietzsche is I saw a clip today from Bishop Robert Barron. He was talking about Nietzsche. And he described Nietzsche as a nihilist, and I reject that notion. I think Nietzsche would reject that notion because I think existentialism is different from nihilism. I'm nerding out right now. I know what I'm doing. But the whole point of Nietzsche is that you find meaning through your suffering, right? And the Crusaders, they suffered. They had their crisis. My ancestors fought in the siege of Valletta. They had their crisis. They fought against insurmountable odds, and us today, we have insurmountable odds that we have to fight against. We have our own challenges, and you can either choose to be a coward and complain about everything and not do anything, or you can fight the fight. So yeah.
Wait, how many platforms are we streaming on right now, Eli?
Oh, it's just YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and then a new Crusade attached his YouTube. So that's why I would like to wrap up soon because he's not here, and so I don't want him, like any of us, to say, "Hey, Chris, we need to show you a tweet."
Nah.
Oh no.
Do that off stream. We've already done it.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Well, do you need my reaction for this video? Because I'm happy to.
No,
see this
Chris,
tweet.
you're good.
No,
Are you sure?
No, you're good.
We're yeah.
Can we pull up that Rob Smith tweet again?
Oh no.
That's what
Dude.
I was talking
I want
about.
to get back off the screen.
No, before we go, I did want to ask Majorian a question. So, I've read Nietzsche.
Mhm.
I've read parts of Thus Spake Zarathustra. I've read some of Ecce Homo.
Bangers.
And
Bangers. Both good.
Oh, and one of the things that I questioned the most when I was reading him, and maybe you can Christianize this for me. I don't think you can. I think you just say, well, yeah, we tossed that out like the crystal spheres or something. But and that's fair. That's fine. But one of the things that he talked about was the importance of beauty, the importance of history, the importance of tradition. And he actually said, in order to preserve those things, if those things are a higher good than truth, why not lie?
Yes. So, I mean, the Nietzschean idea of truth is that truth is subjective. So that's the issue, the main issue with Nietzsche. And I think I'd still have that issue. I think a lot of the issues Nietzsche has with objective truth and objective reality come from his experience of Christianity, which is why he's an atheist, is purely a Lutheran. His father was a Lutheran minister, so he doesn't have any really experience with Catholicism. In fact, he's talked in some of his private essays about how Catholicism is the better form of Christianity. But I mean, like, his critique of Christianity is basically rooted in understanding Protestantism. And I think a lot of the issues with Nietzsche come from that experience growing up.
So you're tossing it out.
I would probably toss that out. There's probably some cope I could do, but I think to be like intellectually responsible, I would.
You could be a doctor of the church if you threaded this needle. I'm just telling you, like, because we like our virtuous pagans, or in the past, we have our virtuous atheists now, right? So if you can thread the needle, if you could turn those books into a Christianized theological text, I think you might be onto something there. Probably not Ecce Homo, because it is meant to be a bastardization of the gospel. That's literally the point. Or not a bastardization,
inverse.
An inverse of the gospels, right? So but maybe the other ones.
I think there's great potential there. I mean, I did an episode on, I think the first time I was on Latin Slavs, I did an episode where I like threaded the needle as much as I could. But there is some autistic essays going to be coming in the future about that. I think there's a lot of potential there. It's just I have to like hyper fixate on Nietzsche even more than I already have. I can only take so much.
If you can write 11 essays, you have a book.
Yeah, it's true.
And I can get you. I can get you in touch with people at TAN and a few other places too. So
yeah.
Can I just say I've seen the tweet?
Oh, you saw that.
We're good.
And what's the funniest aspect of this is somebody else said that a while back, and he's still on the internet and didn't get canceled by YouTube, and he happens to have one of the biggest podcasts on the internet. You guys remember a little channel called H3H3?
Yes.
Said the same thing that Rob Smith's trying to say online about a certain person with the initials that actually match the words he used in that tweet.
That's a good point. I didn't think of that. Okay, maybe it was a double entendre.
It might have been.
And so, but no, it's dude, I'm serious. So obviously my number one is Barney Frank's nipples from Donald Trump. That is probably the best tweet ever.
It is. Yeah. I agree.
This is top 5 for me with that tweet that he came out with. That was so freaking funny.
I don't know. Patrick Coffin did a tweet recently that was
Oh
Oh,
no!
no.
Oh no! I forgot about that.
Wait, what was that? He blocked me recently.
Let
so-
me let me pull it up.
I think I responded to it and I was like, "You're looking at her top." I've been looking at her face, and then I did the Sigma.
So
But yeah,
I'll explain.
Which one are you talking about? Because I had a
Is
very
this a
specific
video or a
tweet in
tweet?
mind.
tweet.
So
Or
okay.
No,
Why?
he replied to essentially what would constitute a woman.
It was an
showing off
ass
her
pic.
goods.
He replied to an ass pic.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
That's much simpler.
Chris,
Yeah, no,
Chris
I-
is like,
I never
there's
saw
no
the
one
picture. I didn't know what it
seriously-
was.
Okay, so I saw
No,
this.
I didn't know what the picture was. To be
So I
honest.
woke up in the morning, all right, on November 4th. So, 2 days ago. And I saw this at you see my tweet is at like 9:40 in the morning.
And her picture was still up at that time. I'm
Yes,
assuming?
yes, it was still up. It was basically him responding to an ass pic. And the
Okay.
caption from the girl who posted the ass pic was, "I'm a reverse Sydney Sweeney," in reference to, Sydney Sweeney being well endowed in her upper assets.
Right.
He was talking about her lower assets.
Right.
And Patrick Coffin, famed Catholic Answers apologist,
I can't believe he posted that.
posted funny, but here, actually, let me actually, I think it's better if we
Send it.
see this.
I
'cause
wanna
it's-
looking currently for
Well,
it, so-
I don't
I
want
got
to.
it, I
We
got it.
can't put it up if it's. Can we?
Okay, no,
I have
Chris,
it,
no,
never
that's a
mind.
Rob Smith.
It's in the private
Rob
chat.
Smith. I don't put
That's
that
a Rob
up
Smith.
again.
Wait, you put the wrong one in there.
There you go,
Dude.
That's
Rob
right.
Smith
No,
one.
it's doing it again. Oh god,
That's still the wrong one.
Wait,
Hold on,
got
I
it.
have the
Which
tweet.
one?
I have the
There it
tweet.
is. I got it.
Okay.
Oh
You're-
my
you're a
god.
little late.
Rob Smith's
I
like, put
can't
me back
believe
up there,
He wants me in.
dude. Well,
No,
yeah, he
because
does.
the original picture's gone now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
okay,
been
good.
gone.
He
I
said,
didn't see-
funny, but smile replaced by serious. Sweeney is a 6 who is getting her where holy in 15 minutes because her willingness to drop her top in erotic thrillers. The machine is chewing her up and will spit her out 45 minutes after she turns 30. A non-simp observation, you're much better looking.
What?
I can't
Catholic
believe
Simp
he
Watch.
posted
Catholic
that.
Simp Watch. Where are you?
No, dude,
I-
I
who
saw that
runs
at
that account?
9:40.
I gotta
I saw
know.
that at 9:40 in the morning, and I just quote tweeted. I was like, Unc, what the fuck is
Dude,
this?
this is worse than Taylor Marshall's vision. Like this is
Dude,
like
this was. I was like,
that's
what
worse.
the-
Do you guys know about that one?
No.
Oh yeah, I know about that.
Yeah.
Before.
I shouldn't laugh. What if it was real? But like, come on.
Gotta love it.
I have no idea what you guys
I don't
are
want.
Yeah,
I can't. I actually can't say it. It's probably blasphemous. Like it.
Yeah,
it-
I think
what
it
he said
is.
was pretty bad. But he deleted it. To be fair, he
Yeah.
deleted it. So that's why I'm not going to say much about. Oh my gosh, I was just wondering. I thought you guys had seen it.
There's
Are you talking
more.
about the Orthodox
There's
thing?
more tweets from Coffin that were really questionable.
Is he
Well,
like
yeah,
found
there's
a few.
there's some other weird tweets. He follols that account, by the way. I
what
noticed
Catholic
that.
Simp Watch or that
No,
woman?
he followed the account of the girl who posted the ass pic.
Is it like on OnlyFans thing?
No, she's like
no, she's not like that.
Oh, okay.
no, but she was.
I don't know who she is, but I because I was trying to figure out if she was one of those when Patrick Coffin was following her. I was like, oh boy, but no, that's not what that account is.
It was just an
Yeah.
incredibly strange.
I
Yeah,
just
I
I
was just
remember I
so
replied.
shocked.
I replied to something that he was bad mouthing Nick Fuentes, and I was like, dude, I said something like, why don't you just talk to him and stop being a little girl? And he like got mad at me and blocked me.
He's called me an anonymous troll.
He says that to anybody who doesn't have a name that's not like normal.
I
He said it
know,
just- I
and
think
I'm
he
like,
said
I'm
it
literally
to-
not anonymous, guys.
Yeah.
So many people
What is
called
up
me
with
anonymous
these
yesterday.
dude? What is up with these boomers? Like they block you and never talk to you again because you
Yeah.
disagree with them once. Like I've talked to I've talked to so many people. I'll comment and disagree with them on posts and stuff like that, and then like they'll like my comment. Like, what is wrong with these boomers?
Mhm. Well, it could be
It's-
I don't-
worse.
I don't know.
you know.
Like, dude,
You-
and
you
they were
could
all the Catholic guys are like that. Voris was like that. Marshall's like that. Coffin's like that. Like they all will like block you forever if you disagree with them. Well, if you disagree with them bombastically, I should say.
Yeah.
I think almost funnier than the initial tweet that Pat Coffin did was when he talked in the girl's comments about
Oh,
you
no,
shared
this is another
Catholicism
tweet.
with her.
Oh yeah.
You
that
know,
was
to be
bizarre.
fair, I think none of this is so far as bad as the Orthodox taking their L from
Oh,
Oh, yeah, that was
man,
from the
yeah.
guy that just was like, I want to date you online, which he was successful, but she
That's not the way to go.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then she deleted her account, which was
So did he. They both
Wow.
deleted their accounts.
their love was too much to handle. But gosh.
Short-lived.
I love how that bridge, the Orthodox and the Catholics, we both agreed, like, hell nah. Okay,
I just
here's
dropped
the.
another thread in the chat for you.
Oh, there we are. I was like, why is this not working? There we are.
Why does he
This is- I
write
was just like,
that?
what
Are
the
you
heck?
seriously writing this now? Hashtag timing. Like, is this like a what is that?
He's so weird, dude. He wears a fedora. Like he actually wears a fedora. Like there's pictures of him wearing a fedora, but like the whole like when he said in his initial tweet, like, funny but parentheses smile replaced by serious. I was like,
Yeah.
is
I
this
know, I was
Reddit?
like,
Like,
what
what are
the
we
heck?
doing? This is the worst thing I've ever.
You know what
read.
he should? You know where Patrick Coffin would be great. He needs to go on poll and write like green text stories.
He does. I'm about to requote tweet this because I'm staring
Hey, here's one that'll make everybody angry and happy at the same time. Somebody noticing something. Don't say I didn't warn you.
dude. I don't.
Oh no, I see Catholic engineer. Oh no. What
No,
dumb
she
nuts.
here. I'll just read. I'll read it aloud. She
No,
wrote this
no.
post.
Wait, we have it. We have it.
All right,
I have
all right.
it. I will rebuke her in
I don't think you're gonna rebuke her on this one.
I can.
Oh shit. It's in the. Why does it keep doing this?
Is she a woman
Okay.
posting online? I rebuke her.
No. Read it. Read what she wrote.
This post just reminded me of the stat that the majority of judges that let out rapists early are females.
This is like her best tweet in like months.
It's not. It's.
I disagree
I
with
like
her on a lot of, but yeah, I'll give her credit
That's
for
what I'm
that.
saying.
It's not exclusive to rapists. It's everybody. The
Yeah,
majority
they
of
just let
judges that let out
everybody.
everybody is female.
Yeah.
Oh, you're just a sweet boy.
Yeah.
Like murdered like an entire family of 6.
That could be
it's
worse. They
just a
could be
mistake.
reading a book about, milking a minotaur,
Oh, yeah,
I
dude.
saw
I
that.
saw
That
that
was-
post. Holy cow. Majorian's like, dude.
I'm half
You're gonna know you haven't somebody retweeted like a photo of like some of the novels that these women like read. Like
Oh
the erotica.
yeah.
You know what I'm talking? Yeah.
Like the Gooner books.
dude, like what is wrong with these women?
Have you guys
Dude,
talked about?
Like
Sodom?
I thought men were like super down bad with their porn problems.
Female Gooners are terrible.
Dude,
They're terrifying.
there is
There's
some
a
weird
guy-
stuff.
There's a guy I watched. The only time I've listened to any of these lines, besides from Shoe on Head when she was talking about it, there's a guy who swapped his voice, and so he's in different people. So he would be like Gronk from Emperor's New Groove, and he does this one line, and it's like my bowels were watery, and so he goes through everyone. It's a really funny short, because it's the same line in different characters, and it's just the line's just so funny on its own, and then there's more. So
Did you guys ever go through Father Toddlebin's demolishing of the Lila
Yeah.
Rose?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, dude.
No,
Trust
okay.
me, we've talked about Lila Rose enough.
I
We-
felt,
we was just
dude, when I
curious.
replied to that, I felt like I was poking the dead body. Like it was just so
Yeah.
bad.
I'm just looking through my notes for this show, and I was trying to see if there's anything I missed.
That
ratio
ratio was brutal, dude.
yeah,
so-
we did last 15 minutes before Majorian broke free, and
We spent 20 minutes on Lila Rose.
I was nice. I was nice.
yeah, you were
Relatively.
comparatively. You were nice. I called her out for being I think she's a liar. You were like, I think that she, misuses funds.
Well, when I do takedowns of people, I try and I choose my words very carefully usually.
That's
You
fair.
know? It's best to
Yeah.
make the strongest argument possible. Though that doesn't mean I don't agree with a lot of things you said, Eli, on the personal level. There's a
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah. Well,
Did you guys
on the-
discuss this? I'm gonna send you one more real quick.
oh, no.
Okay, last one, because I know New Crusade is in here, so he's watching his channel, but I do not want to accidentally say in F word while we're here, just so. But yeah, let's look at this last one. Oh no.
I genuinely don't care.
I was just curious if you guys discussed it at all.
Okay, hold on. New Crusade also sent me something, but I'll show the thing.
You guys are fine. Eli, check DMs. He wants to get us reacting to it so he can have plausible deniability.
Oh, okay. I
Oh,
thought this would
this?
be something more.
Yeah, this wasn't funny. I hope this is true, actually.
That's what I
I
was curious. if
really
you
hope
guys
that
have
that's
heard
why
this.
it was private, and that's like, oh, dude, maybe our boy made it. You know, that's my thought.
I hope so.
I really do.
I hope so.
I really do. You know, he was a pretty good-willed fellow, I thought. So he's wrong about some things.
I hadn't
but he
heard
was
of
good.
I hadn't heard of Joe Ender's take on this one yet, so I didn't know if you had.
I posted
talked
about it. Yeah, I posted about it a little
Did
while
you?
back.
I must have missed
yeah,
it.
so I had tweeted. I was like, man, like I really hope that that's true. Like I want Charlie, you know, like right there in heaven when I get there too, because he was really good to me. Like I told you in the past, he was really good to me. And
Sorry, I wasn't laughing at what
What
you
is-
said, Joe. I was laughing at what Caleb said.
is he in the chat?
Yeah, he said, Eli, don't log off before putting up what I DM'd you.
I don't.
And when I saw that, I just
Oh, I
I'm
didn't even notice.
terrified.
I didn't have the chat up this entire time.
Oh, I know what's in it. So, hold on. I need to pray.
Yeah, pull your screen down before you show everybody your screen.
Yeah. To be fair, I don't.
We don't need the Ted Cruz mistake where he accidentally has likes up and show that he was liking like Pornhub or something.
Is that real?
Well,
Did you guys see that? Yeah, it was. I'm pretty sure.
It was an intern.
Pine
That
Sap-
is
That was
so
an
good.
intern.
I'm not shocked at all that he's a gooner. Like not.
That
at
was
all.
it was
Pine
like a
Sap
decade
posted it
ago.
up. I'm assuming
I
it's
think.
legit.
It
It's like
doesn't matter. He's probably
2016.
He's probably still a gooner.
Oh, he's got gooner physiognomy.
Yeah, dude.
Physiognomy never lies. I'm sorry, it's just true.
Oh,
Well, I'm glad we're
Stop.
friends and you're not
Yeah, no,
judging.
he's
You're
right.
not judging my
oh my
physiognomy.
gosh.
I should have known it was a banger. I should have known.
Oh my goodness.
So true.
Wow.
From the sick mind of women.
I legitimately, when I saw that, I was like, "This is what you want me to show?"
Dude, so
All right.
horrible.
All
But
right.
anyways, unless there's something quick anyone wants to quickly
I do.
establish.
I ratioed Dinesh D'Souza and Josh Hammer in 7 days each.
I did
Nice.
Lila Rose twice.
Let's go.
You might want to rephrase how you said that.
Nah. Just stir my dominance. It's fine.
I read a book. I read a book and then watched a movie, and the movie was horrible. You ever heard of a book called Children of Men?
No.
It's by P.D. James. She writes like mystery novels usually, but this was like, let's take the birth rate problem in Europe and take it to the max where nobody can have kids and see what happens in a storyline. It was super interesting. And then I watched the movie expecting that they'll at least kind of follow the plot. Nope. The whole plot was changed to deal with illegal immigration, which made no sense.
There was only 20 minutes of Padre Pio in it.
That's a different movie.
No, I'm just kidding.
That movie's
That was
garbage.
terrible.
Don't watch that movie. Although the couple of Shia LaBeouf clips that make the rounds on the internet every once in a while.
Shia LaBeouf was
gold.
perfect for the role, but the movie was terrible.
Yeah. Maybe somebody will use AI and make an actual movie out of that.
That'd be good. Like kind of like a phantom edit where they like removed Jar Jar Binks from episode 1.
Yeah. No, I want the other edit. I want the one where Jar Jar ends up being the big bad guy. Darth Jar Jar.
Dude, that would have been so funny.
George Lucas had considered it, I guess.
Mhm.
Like, that was part of his considerations.
It would
Alright.
have been better than the final than the sequels. It would have been better than the sequels.
A Catholic Will Stancil show.
The Will Stancil show is Catholic already. It's it's hilarious.
Is he trying to say something? Like, never mind.
The Lila Rose show,
Best show that I
starring
watched.
starring Majorian.
I guess.
All right, I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
let me
let
sleep,
let me
guys.
round up.
Let's call
these.
it. Thanks for staying on long enough for me to actually join you guys.
Yeah,
Appreciate
well,
it.
that was on accident somewhat, but yeah.
big-
So anyways,
Big shout out to my boy Pine Sap. We totally did this to funnel your viewers to our stream. No apologies. We'll see you on the next one.
yeah, yeah. As I think
No, I
said
love
to
that
the-
guy.
Yeah, as I was saying, we were intending to have Pine Sap, but things occurred, so I'll just leave it there. But yeah,
Well, didn't he have his own stream tonight?
Yeah, no, don't
scheduled
leave
too?
it there.
Yeah.
He just had his own stream tonight. That
Yeah.
was what it
Yeah.
was. He had a scheduled
Well,
stream.
Yeah, don't make it sound like
Yeah,
something.
there's
ominous
nothing
happened.
wrong.
no,
Just
yeah,
be
you
Yeah,
didn't really-
jeez.
I sent him I sent all of you guys the same scripted Sunday message to be like, hey, do you want to be here? And
We
he
get a lot of
said, sure.
DMs.
And then
Dude, everybody gets like 50 DMs a day.
I'm in
when
like
you-
400
once you-
group chats.
Yeah,
I'm just
dude. Like that,
crying.
Why did you add me to like 6 Gen Z group chats that I get pinged all day long?
I've added you to nothing. I don't think I've added you to
Oh,
a
who
single
did
thing.
that
It
then?
wasn't
me.
me.
Somebody added me to like 3 Gen Z group
Wasn't me.
chats.
Nope. I'm in your group chat.
It must
Chris.
have been Caleb. I blame Caleb.
So, anyways, that is the end of the first Council of Zoomers. We will be back next month for some reason. By that point, hopefully, by that point, Lila will be back up on the shopping block because Majorian ain't gonna let that go. But I like to thank Majorian, Joe, Chris for popping on New Crusade. He's somewhere in the interweb, the wow, I sound old.
the
The
ether.
comments, yeah. So you're somewhere. But I'd like to thank you all for popping on. I had a great time tonight. Everyone else did. There were some very clippable moments, probably through the stream.
You got to post some
So,
of those clips, my man.
Yeah.
I will shill. I will shill if they're good ones.
Yeah. So,
Use your free trial of Opus Clips and make 6 out of this.
Oh my
show.
gosh, dude!
You'll be good to
Opus
go.
Clip is horrible at clipping. Like they give me
So-
like a 99 rating on like the worst part of the show.
Oh, I know. It's always they pick the worst
They
clips
do.
automatically.
Automatically, it's like required.
but anyways, that will do us for tonight. I will see you guys by that the audience tomorrow, 9 p.m. Central. Do not know what is going to be on the slot, but thank you again, guys, for all being here. Everyone, so Majorian's YouTube or Twitter is down below. New Crusades is also down below. The Red Top Report with Joe is also down below, and Chris, I forgot about you, but that's fine. I didn't
Oh
technically
my
at the time I
goodness.
didn't think you were going to be on, so when I had made the
You're
thing,
good.
it was. But Chris is on the Crash Report, Crash Cannon.
The Crash Report.
I'm trying to end this.
What?
I have no script. Just it's
Crash top.
Crash
1140,
Cannon.
bro.
Crash
Cut
top
me
report.
off.
I'm crashing out. Close this thing down.
Anyways, good night, y'all. Stay good. Be Catholic. Do something, and probably go to bed. But we will see you later. Good night. Goodbye. Forever. I'm ending.
End the
So-
stream.